Oh my god, I swear to god, I clicked out of everything. Wait, no, it's capturing the wrong one. Okay. Is it gonna capture the right one now? The one that I... Is it gonna capture? Oh no. Hang on. Well, maybe I should close it out and redo it, just in case. Because this is window 2, and I don't know how I like that. Okay, give me a second. We're gonna fix that. I didn't notice that. I was doing something in the background because I have a few plans for the stream. We're gonna let it load. Yay! Anyways, we're gonna close it out, and then, okay. 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 Wait, okay. Yay! Is that everything? Is that everything? Okay. Let me capture... Let me capture window 1. There we go! This should do it. This should do it. Yay! The regular window! So, you know... that should work. Okay. I don't know why it opened up too. Okay, so I fixed the issue with last time. It turns out it wasn't my computer messing up and me needing to restart it. I could have did it on stream. Oh my god, I could have fixed it on stream last time. It turns out it was an issue with Steam or something, and like a file was missing, and that's why it wasn't opening. And all I had to do was just like go and Verify. Whoopsie daisy, my bad. That's a shame. You didn't get to see my little hamster move around while I talked or like streamed yesterday. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Anyways. So, what is the plan for this stream? I am going to be just talking about a bunch of fictional media. So, like, literally, I feel nauseous. I don't know why. I might have to open a window or something. Maybe I need fresh air. But to be honest, I think it's just I ran around a lot and did a lot of things today, and I'm just tired. Hang on. Give me a second. It's like there's something wrong, but I don't know why. Maybe I can get a Tylenol from the bathroom downstairs. Give me a second, guys. Actually, no. You know what? You know what would be a better solution? What if I grab alcohol instead? It's okay. I don't like myself anyways. You know what? If we puke, we puke. I have a bottle that's just been sitting there for a while, and it's like taking up space, and like no one's drinking it, and no one's doing anything with it. So you know what? I might as well. Wait, I just realized I have like an experiment going on downstairs. I didn't check on it. I should do that because if I don't, it might explode, and that's quite dangerous. Can you tell that I just make horrible decisions all the time? Anyways, stay here. Okay, well, everything seems fine, and nothing seems to be in the process of exploding, so we should be fine. Okay, anyways, sorry for the detour. I think we should be safe, and nothing will blow up. At least, not today. But what are we gonna do today? We're gonna talk about media. I'm nauseous again. Shit. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about that piqued my interest, right? Okay, so can I kick the hamster? What? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm so cute. But the hamster's so cute. Look at it. Yeah. Wait, no, that's cats. What noise do hamsters make? Squeak? Huh. I kind of just found this randomly on Booth, I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't really really like hamsters that much. I never, I would say my favorite animals are either between like cats or bunnies. Hamsters are selfish, are they? Wait, I didn't know that. Oh, I actually wait. Aren't they solitary animals? I do, or are those guinea pigs? I don't know the difference actually. I do know one of them will eat their young if they get hungry enough or stressed out enough. They take what they give. Hello, everyone. Where did everyone come from? I'm not really used to these talking streams having people show up. But anyways, I guess I should tell everyone what I was planning on doing. So there's a couple. Name a good person who eats their young. How's your chat going? Is that one a bot actually? Wait. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't like. So can I kick you? wait, but I don't have any other models. Wait, actually, I do have some other models. Wait, give me a second. Wait. Okay, there we go. Wait, hang on. Wait, we could be a cat. Yay! Is the cat acceptable? You're not gonna kick the cat, right? It kind of looks creepy, actually. I don't like this cat. Oh, and it's off center now. Wait, hang on. I need to move you aside. There we go. Is the cat acceptable? No one hates cats, right? Do you antisocial? Me? In what sense do you mean? Because, like, I'm relatively shy and introverted, but I wouldn't say antisocial. A cat says, who are you? I do what I want. I've seen a lot of cats who are very clingy. I used to take care of this kitten. Well, to be fair, they were young. They were like only a year-ish old. But they were very clingy. They didn't like being alone. They wanted to always hang out with people. And they like jumping on people and stuff like that. So it really depends. But they are more, like they do like personal space a lot more than dogs. Like, dogs like to be near everyone and everything all the time. But there's a lot of cats who would prefer to do things relatively, solo. But also from what I could tell, at least in nature, a lot of cats like to stick together. They depend on you for food? What does that mean exactly? Like, they fight you for the food, or like they protect you? Cats, from what I could tell, they aren't exactly packed animals, but they have like sort of clubs sometimes. Like, they do like some cats tend to like group up together and like work together to take care of each other. I know that like adult cats, they would take turns taking care of each other's young, like babysitting and stuff like that. So like, let's say cat 1 is tired, cat 2 will come in and babysit for a bit, so cat 1 can like take a nap and things like that. And in like people household, they have like they do that with humans as well. Like, they'll give you their kitten and basically expect you to take care of them and like watch over them so they can go take a nap. And it's not like an uncommon occurrence. I've seen like multiple people have that happen. Like, I've seen multiple videos of it happening. I am so sorry, but can I continue? Okay, I'm sorry. You can continue. I mean, if you want to say something in the chat, you can just say it. I'll respond to whatever is like said. So if you want to like send multiple messages, that's fine. Wait. No. What do you mean no? Wait. What do you mean no? defend cat. I'm sorry, I really don't know what you mean by, like, defend cat. Oh no, my cat! So, should I talk about, like, the webtoon things now? Because that was the original plan. So I watched a video recently, which was about, what's it called? In this life, I will be the queen or something like that. And I started reading it basically the moment it started releasing on webtoons, and I dropped it around chapter 30 or something. I remember being like relatively disappointed with it. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I can see the writing on the wall that it was going to be really generic, and it turns out I was right. I've seen a lot of people drop it after me, and they kind of said it was like pretty bad. But I kind of could tell that it wasn't going to be very good because the characters are pretty early on. It felt like they were one-dimensional. The only character who kind of had a tiny bit. Can we pause? Pause for what? Pause for what? Actually, we should pause. I just realized I forgot to do something. Name a game with a cat. Cat. A Life at a Cat Cafe? There. It's a free Ichi.io game. That's cute. It's not very cat related, to be honest. It's more so about the cafe part. But all top tier games have a doggo. Okay, what about Stray? That one got like rewards and stuff like that. A lot of people love Stray. Everyone loves Stray. Well, actually, I don't know about everyone. I actually never played it. It costs money, and I don't tend to play games that cost money. That depends though, because give me a cat game. But like, how am I supposed to do that? Wait, hang on. Let me see. Can I get a life at a cat cafe? An average day at a cat cafe by Angela He. Which actually I've seen games from them. They're pretty. They have like really good games. Which one was the popular one from them? Missed Messages. It's a very beautiful game, and that's what I really like about it. You left me. Wait, there was actually this. I woke up next to you. I've seen that game before. There was this other game that I've seen. Did they take it down? I do remember there was one where I think a girl had OCD or bipolar disorder. Ocelot is not a cat. It's not an ocelot. I'll show it off real quick, I guess, because I don't really mind doing so. But just so you know, now name a game with a doggo. Okay, what? Actually, I'm gonna switch back to the talking one. Mostly because I don't really want to download a new game right now, and it's not really that big of a deal, but at the same time, I'd rather just play it in the browser, to be honest, and I don't really know if I want to share my Chrome right now or my browser right now, so instead we're not going to do that. But anyways, with the webtoon, right? I could kind of tell that it wasn't gonna be very good just by how some of the the characters were written. Like, I never really saw, I never. I'm getting really suspicious. Oh hey, oh yeah, that's a thing. Oh yeah, I have a campaign going on. How's that going actually? How am I even supposed to do that? I just realized. Whoa! They're both, probably. Wait, okay, I can't do anything there. Okay. So with the webtoon, right? The characters were very shallow in my opinion. It felt very obvious early on that there were characters who were bad and there were characters who were good, and that's about it. There weren't a lot of complexities in those characters. The only character who had any complexity by the time I dropped the series, okay? I'm not gonna, if I'm wrong and there's, other characters who are, have deeper motives and, reasonings and, character arcs later on. Unfortunately, I did not get there because I dropped it on chapter 40. Only the little sister really had any kind of complexity to her character. She was an asshole to Ariana very early on. She wanted to fit in with her family, and her family hated her, so she was like, oh, I hate you too, and she wanted to in some sense have her family accept her and love her, and she felt like that was the best way to do it. At least that's what I remember. I also think to some degree she, because she had a pretty shitty life, she was trying to beat down on the main character to feel less shitty. It's kind of just how people are, children are in general. Well, not children, just kind of how people are in general, yeah. If you go through a lot of bad things, sometimes you just feel like you want to have, you want to, I guess, push the pain onto someone else. So that's what Arabella, I think her name was, wanted to do. And she was kind of the only character that really had any kind of interesting development, right? But, other than that, it felt like everyone was very simple, okay? Despite the fact that Ariana had, pretty much everything against her because she was, socially not very well off. She came from a peasant. She would, her mother was a maid, and she lived a peasant life until she got accepted into, the family. And no one really respected her. No one really liked her. She was, considered, a illegitimate poor child thing. And we don't respect poor people. So no one liked her. But despite that, she was able to get so much things go in her, have so many things go in her favor for her, right? She, let me think. She had people, start liking her and her getting really popular and develop a relatively good friend group very quickly and very early on, and she was able to very quickly sabotage Isabella and her stepmother's reputation and standing in the world very very strongly, despite the fact that Isabella was seen as this perfect pure angel for a while. And I didn't how it felt like she was getting so many wins and not really losing that much, and every loss felt how do I describe it, it kind of just felt like a minor setback that she was able to rebound from relatively quickly, or something to milk for melodrama. at least from the early chapters. I think from what I heard though, as it goes on, it doesn't get better. Well, like, there were characters who were just good people. Like, Ariana's a bit complicated because she's kind of mean to some degree, but she's obviously a good person in the narrative, and Alfonso was a good person, and then, like, whoever is, like, on the good side was pretty much just a good person, and, like, they didn't really have that many things against them, and then everyone who's bad had a lot of things against them, and they were horrible people and stuff like that. I mean, to be fair, I think the male characters were a little bit more complex than that. But all the women were bitches, bro. And it was so disappointing, right? I remember just not wanting to read it because it kind of felt like a very simple power fantasy. And like, bro, I like this webtoon. I really love The Tyrant Wants to Be Good. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Like, it kind of, I don't know if I would say it changed me as a person because, okay, so I read it like maybe 2 years ago. And I mean, I think around 2 years ago is when I started becoming a better person, and like, I started on my character arc and stuff like that. I don't really know if that is the case, but for the most part, that's how I feel, right? Okay, so real quick, I guess since it seems like the other two are gone, I think they were both bots. I can't check the other person right now, but like the Dooner Hammer, they have no profile picture, right? And they've been around for apparently 2 years. And like the conversation was so fucking weird, bro. Why were they so insistent on talking about like animals? Like I wanted to talk about something else, and they were like, "Hey, can you stop?" And I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck? It's my stream." And I'm like, "Okay, I mean, if you want to, but like for one, that was like rude as fuck. Like, excuse you? you can't just go into someone's stream and be like, "Can you stop talking for a second?" Like, bro, if you want to say something, just say it. This is just generally how it is, but you cannot type fast enough to keep up with the streamer, because the streamer, like, for one, the chat is just delayed in general, so the streamer isn't going to see your message for a while. But you can just say whatever you want at any point you want, and the streamer can choose to reply or not. Like, you don't have to tell them, "Hey, wait, can you, like, wait a second," and then tell... Also, I'm changing back to the hamster. This cat is creepy. I don't like it as much. Where's my hamster? Yay! Okay, we're gonna move it back to the side. There we go. This might actually mess up the... I just realized this might mess up the gaming side. We have to check that. I might have to, like, change things up and recalibrate things. Which is annoying! Okay. Yeah, but okay, it works. I'm gonna be honest, I was really suspicious of both of them. Like, I mean, not only is it really rare for me to see people show up in my streams, when I put, like, the just talking tag, and there's not really anything I'm really upset about. I'm kind of fine with the streams kind of dying out. Because the point of this is just for me to hang out and talk, because that's what I like doing. I like yapping. If people want to join me and talk with me, that's great. But if, like, no one shows up, that's fine, because I can talk to myself and entertain myself, like, really easily for hours. So... And, like, that's actually something that pissed me off. The fact that I wasn't allowed to yap about the thing that I wanted to yap about. Like, what do you think the title was about? Rambling about games I like and random fiction. And then they were like, "No, shut up. I want to talk about cats." And then I was just, like, done with the topic. What else do you want me to talk about? "Oh, is there any games with cats?" "Oh, sure. Let me show you." And they were like, "No. Now name a game with a dog." Like, what the hell was that? I don't even know if they were a bot or if they were just weird kids. But the moment I saw the "Hi, C, how are you?" that was like a very big bot indicator. Because like bots, they would just randomly say, like, be like, "Hey," and then say your name, and then like be like, "How are you?" or something. I mean, like it would kind of like it. I don't know. It's like I don't like it when people do that. I tend to ignore those messages. Like the moment I see that, I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, that's a bot." I mean, it was suspicious already because, like, the conversation was just fucking weird and they weren't letting me talk. For some fucking reason, it's my stream! Who do you think you are, bastard? You think you could tell me to not talk on the Just Talking stream? Are you kidding? Anyways, I actually, okay, so that's kind of all I wanted to say, really. It's just that, my next life, I'll be queen or something. I thought that was a shit webtoon. Actually, there's a lot of webtoons. I stopped reading webtoons, but there's a lot of, like, series that I really did not like, and some were really bad that I just wanted to be like, I wanted to make a full essay on it and talk about how bad it was, but there's only, what? Oh. There's only, like, what? There's only a couple webtoons that I, like, I don't... Actually, I want to ask about that, because I remember my friends, they were like, oh, The Tyrant Wants to Be Good was boring, or they didn't like it. And I'm like, really? But the characters were all really complex. Like, Dorothy, at the start of the series, is a pretty mean and bad person. Like, she's not really that good, but she's trying her best to be good. There's complications in the story, right? Like, the king, or he's like a pretty bad guy. Ethan is a pretty bad person. Huh, wait. But even so, like, you can understand why they became the way they are, why they act the way they do, and, like, it's pretty sympathetic, right? Because, like, no one is really just a bad person. They're more like people, and they lean one way or another because of certain things, but you can understand why they became the way they have for, like, whatever reasons. Like, Raymond is a interesting character because he is unabashedly a good person, but he's, like, an antagonist, and that's, like, really interesting. Like, he loves Dorothy. He cares so much about Dorothy. Like, that's a big part of his character, and he's very understanding of Dorothy's pain and, like, suffering, but also he never, like, he tries to be, but he never fully gets it either, right? And because of that, I'm gonna mute my mic just in case. Like, he never really gets why she's upset, or, like, never fully grasps it. He tries to be understanding, and he tries to be sympathetic, right? That he knows she's suffering, and he tries to, like, alleviate it, but she still has a lot of, like, self-hatred and, like, general hatred as well, and that causes her to, like, act the way she does, and he doesn't really get the reason behind it, because he also, from what I know, his dad treats him really well, and also he adores his dad as well, so he doesn't really understand how, like, what exactly the issue is, and also the constant comparison between him and Dorothy that she receives, and him not really, I guess, knowing. I'm not sure if he actually, I'm not sure if he knows about it, or he just didn't see it as a big deal. But either way, like, Raymond and his actions do upset Dorothy and causes issues for Dorothy, but he's still a good person. You can tell that, right? Like, a lot of the characters, there's a lot of characters who do bad things. They do, like, they are, like, maybe they're selfish to some degree or another, but you can still understand where they're coming from and why they're not a bad person. And even people who, like, have, like, negative character traits doesn't mean, like, they're generally on the antagonist side, and people who have, like, more positive trait doesn't necessarily mean they're on the protagonist side, right? Like, I find that interesting, right? Like, these characters, they are very, like three-dimensional, and it was really interesting to read, and it was really, like, cute seeing how Dorothy, like, genuinely was getting better and becoming a better person as time went on. But, you know, I actually never really got to finish it. I stopped reading webtoons around the time she went through the time skip, and I haven't really seen much past that, but it was such a good series, bro. It was such a good series. And, like, the thing is, it came out around the same time as I Want to Be, like, I'm going to be queen in the next life or something. And it, like, you could just, like, I was reading both of them pretty much at the same time, or like side by side. And you could just tell, like, the tyrant wants to be good. It's just a better version of the queen. Like, I want to be queen in this next life. Because, like, one is about, like, being a better person yourself, and one is about getting more power. And being better than these bitches. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, actually, on the topic of, like, stories that, okay, so on the topic of stories that really changed my life and affected me. Okay, I kind of, I'm very mixed on this, right? Okay, so do we acknowledge things that are, like, that were bad? Like, okay, so, okay. Umineko, like, I never wanted to talk about this on stream because I didn't want to, like, I wanted to be able to play it and be like, oh shit, guys, I've never seen this game before. Oh my god, I wonder who the culprit could be. I mean, actually, if I stream that shit, someone might spoil me anyways. Bro, I saw someone who was, like, live tweeting as they were playing through the visual novel, and they were, like, kind of asking questions and, like, whatever. And people spoiled them in the quotes. Like, they turned off replies so people wouldn't spoil them. And people fucking spoiled them in the quotes, and I saw that, and I was like, are you fucking serious? Bitch. Like, it made me so mad, because, like, one, they were shitting on the story. And two, they fucking spoiled it for the person who was obviously not done with the story. They were in chapter, like, they were in episode 3, bro. They were in episode 3. Why would you do that? Oh my, it fucking pissed me off. And then, like, a few days later, oh shit, is my, oh, I thought my thing crashed for a second. Okay, but then a few days later, right, they made a tweet where they were like, I wonder who the culprit is. Right now, I suspect these people. Because y'all told me it was them. I hate Umineko fans. And that's valid. That's valid. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, I'm sorry. Rambling aside. Okay, so Umineko is most definitely one of the most important series for me, okay? So I first played it when I was young and stupid, okay? I want to acknowledge that. I was young and stupid, and I wasn't fully developed up here. And to be fair, I don't know if I will ever be fully developed up there. I'm kind of just a moron in general. So, I want to acknowledge that. But Umineko is a really, really big part of my life and who I am as a person. The way I talk and the way I think and, like, certain things I say and references I make are because of Umineko, right? I got super, super attached to Kanen as a character because I saw myself in him. And it's sort of really interesting how I see that whole thing now. Because as I grew up, I did grow to love myself and become a better person. I'm not a good person. Okay, I'm not a good person. I will say that. I don't think I'm a good person, and I also don't know if I will ever be a good person. But, I really connected with Kanen's character. His self-hatred and also his hatred for people and things around him, to be honest. I really like that, right? And I remember when I was younger, I actually acknowledged the fact that I don't think Kanen would like me. Because the thing is, he grew to really like Jessica because Jessica was very positive and saw like the world in a way that he couldn't see. Like, she brought color to his dreary, dark, sad world. And I thought that was nice, right? But that also made me realize, damn, I'm just dreary like him. I would just make the world look more great. We would bring each other down. Fuck. And I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that more likely than not, if he was real, he wouldn't like me. But as I grew up, I think at this point in time, I think us as people, we both hate ourselves, right? So in some sense, I think we would possibly still bring each other down, but we now have like different outlooks on life that I think it is like me being more positive and me liking myself a bit more and me wanting to be good, right? The whole like the tyrant wants to be good thing, like how much that like affected me. Like I want to be a good person and I fight to be a good person. Even if I'm not, and even if like I fall short a lot of times, like I was a bitch back, like even just like a few years ago. It wasn't even that long ago. And there's like a lot of people back then probably hate me, and I was annoying, and I was hateful and bothersome, and I've grown to be better, and I've grown to be less hateful. But like still, there was like I had such strong animosity for people, and just like it was so sad, right? But now I've changed, I've gotten better, and I choose to be nicer and better. And like also to some degree, I will acknowledge it might be Mobile Legends' fault for that, because the community was so fucking shit, and everyone was such a goddamn asshole that I didn't want to be anything like that, so I changed myself to just not be like that. Because, oh my fucking god, I hated that game. And everyone in that community was a goddamn asshole, but I will admit, it might have changed me for the better. You ever hate someone so bad you just do like a 180 of whatever they are? Just like, oh god, I can't be like that. Anything but that. Goddamn. Those people fucking suck. That's kind of what I was like. I don't know how much I would attribute it to Mobile Legend. In fact, I don't want to attribute any of that to Mobile Legend. Fuck that game. Fuck the community. Everyone who plays Mobile Legend, you're a piece of shit. I don't care. That's how much my time there was so bad. I just hate everyone. You're a Mobile Legend player? God, how pathetic. Also, I feel that way about Dead by Daylight. Except I never played Dead by Daylight. I just hate y'all. You guys are all assholes. Every single Dead by Daylight player I met, asshole. But moving past that, what was that all about? Oh yeah, I've grown as a person, and I feel like because of that, if Conan were real, I feel like our relationship would at least be manageable. He wouldn't collapse on itself. I don't know exactly how it would go, but at the very least, like, I don't know if he'll exactly like me, but at the very least, I feel like we have a better dynamic instead of just, oh my god, he's so mean. I also hate myself, the world, and everything else. Actually, that's kind of an interesting thing to talk about, which is like relationships, right? Is it better to have a relationship that is more like opposite or more similar to each other, right? Because, to some degree, I feel like if I were to analyze myself and Conan as like characters, right? It's kind of weird to talk about like the whole Yume shipping thing on stream, because I generally don't like talking about it on stream. Not really for any reason other than, yeah, I just feel like Yume shipping is cringe, to be honest. So I don't like I've been doing it for years without even knowing it, but at the same time, it feels weird. To be fair, it might be a little bit different. I think this might count as self-shipping instead. I don't necessarily know the difference, but this might be self-shipping instead. So one thing I will say though is despite like how long it's been and all the years and like how much I like him, I actually don't feel like I dedicated a lot of time as like effort to him, and I've only started doing that recently, and I'm pretty happy with everything I have right now and everything I've done with him. But yeah. Moving aside. So, okay, so in fiction, like the opposites attract thing kind of works better, because you can have like characters play off each other and like certain dynamics, like counter dynamics, right? Like one character's strong and then the other character's weak. One character is this and one character's that. They balance each other out, right? But in real life, you don't really tend to see that very often. A lot of times, people are very similar to their significant other, and that makes sense, right? Because you tend to connect with you tend to connect with people who are more similar to you, right? So like let's like especially with very very important things, right? Like generally I don't think mental health is a big thing for this, because you can like people with mental health issues can date and love people without mental health issues and vice versa. But like I to some degree like being complete opposites, so, like having fundamentally different worldviews can be like it tends to be like a good reason to like not date someone, or like for people to not have a relationship work out. And I don't necessarily think in this case that's what's happening, but I like it depends, because like the thing is I would say at this point I'm just a somewhat middle version of Jessica and Conan. I've changed, so I'm not as similar to Conan, but I also I don't consider myself a Jessica either. But to be honest, I don't even know it. Like I barely remember Jessica's character in all the 8 years. I remember, like, funny thing is I kind of just don't really know anything about Jessica or George that much. But I swear to God, I remember everyone else's and their characters decently well. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't really remember a lot of the men in the family story, like the adult men. Like I do remember Rudolph, but all the other fathers, I don't really remember them that much. There's actually, I mean, there's a lot of characters, so it's easy to forget some of them. But it also could be something that I will also acknowledge is the fact that I have been relatively active on Umineko Twitter for maybe 4 years now. 5 years maybe. So like, I mean, anytime, like, well, actually no, I wouldn't say that, because anytime I opened Twitter, it was all about Umineko, and I didn't really participate in any other Twitter like communities for a long time. Seaside, though, they pretty much the only community Seaside has interacted with is a little bit in the VTuber community, a decent amount in the ARC community, and a very decent amount in the IDV community. The Umineko community, they did not really interact with that much. So the only thing I'm technically active in there is just I read the tweets and like things. On my private mostly, but on Seaside I do a few likings. I do follow a few accounts that are Umineko based. So moving on from that, what was I even talking about? Why was I even talking about this? Oh yeah, Umineko has changed my life and made me a different person. Like, yeah, a lot of the themes and philosophies that they have, like, are some things I adopted into my life and like change how I view the world and how I do things, right? But also on a counter note, I was a dumbass and I was young 8 years ago, so I adopted the wrong mentalities, I think. Funny thing is, I essentially did a weird thing where I lived out a very, very mild version of Beatrice's life, like the current one, or Yasuda, right? Very mild, okay? No, I was never a servant for the Urashiromiya family, okay? I was never the product of whatever the fuck Kingzo did, which I'm not even sure I can say on Twitch, but fuck Kingzo. I mean, he's a good character. But like, yeah, that was horrible. That was awful. Horrific. I don't even know the words to describe it. It is. And like everything that, like, Yasuda went through hell, basically. And I would not say I went through anything similar to that. Or at least nothing similar to that on that level, right? But to some degree, I did also have a bit of a similar-ish arc. And like, I made my own witch persona, which was sort of like the ideal person that I wanted to be, that I could never be, and that would, like, the image would, like, sort of beat me up over it, right? And I also have a lot of self issues, like identity issues and body issues and stuff like that. I remember, like, it was So it was interesting, I guess, that I did it. Like, as time went on, I felt like I related to Yasuda a lot more. And as I grew to understand the story more, I grew to really love Yasuda as a character a lot more, right? I would still say I'm stupid, though. I don't, like, that's kind of a reason why I don't really interact with Umineko Twitter, is because I think I'm stupid. Like, I think I say that in a few tweets as well. Like, I'm too stupid, and that's why I don't really want to interact with, like, the lore community for IDV, and I don't really want to, like, interact with Umineko community. Because I'm, like, I know that I probably misconstrued things, and also not to mention with the time, since the last time I really seen the series, I don't really believe that anything I say or do is going to really be correct or accurate, and that's what I worried about, right? But, like, moving alongside that, I but I don't know, like as I grew up, it's still something that affects me. It's still something I think about, right? Like, just how the story and, like, the characters, and, like, they're a big comfort in my life. Like, a lot of songs that are from the Umineko game itself, or from circles from, like, the fandom, are things I listen to. Like, a lot of artists, and, like, to some degree the art inspired my style, and, like, so on. So, well, actually, okay. Next thing I will talk about, I guess, is Madoka Magica. I think that's the second series I put. Okay. So Madoka is actually a really strange series for me, because it is what? Like, it was one of the reasons why I got into anime, I think. Or at least why I got so like, okay, so actually it's a bit complicated. Okay, so Sailor Moon, Parika. Okay, I'm gonna put them in, like, the same category. But I would say Parika is more important to me. Actually, it's kind of weird. Like, listing out the most, like, 8 most influential works to me is so fucking hard to do. Like, okay, I think I mentioned this in a couple streams before, and I don't know if I have them archived. I think I actually unarchived every single one that I mentioned this in, because it's so shitty for me to mention this to me. Like, I don't know, it hurts to mention it. But there used to be a YouTuber named Asman, and he changed my life, bro, and it fucking pisses me off that he turned out to be, like, a pedophile and, like, an asshole, bro. Like, he was, like, trying to groom someone, and then, like, because of that, he deleted his whole channel, and, like, or I don't know if he deleted it, he privated everything, and he turned off comments and stuff, and there's nothing really left if you search his name. For a second there, I thought that was him. What the hell? That freaked me out. Wait, did he go to jail? There's an update? Wait, what? I'm sorry? Yeah, so he was, like, canceled 5 years ago. He might be dead now? Hang on, wait. So that's not something I wanted to, really. Find out about. Is it? Wait. Okay, well that's... Yeah, let's... Shit, bro. Yeah, let's have this stream be the stream where I find out. Oh my god. Wait. Okay. I mean, he's a monster. He's a monster. So I guess I shouldn't feel sad. But, like, fuck. God. Bro, like... What? What's going on? Who's messaging me? There's love in deep space! God damn it! Ah! Wait, what the... Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. This is... I'm not gonna read those. Because... Wait. Bro, like, I don't know. Okay, so, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, there's a couple people who changed my life. There's a couple people who, really changed who I am as a person, affected me. But Asman was easily one of the biggest ones, bro. And he's dead? Like, he died? He had 51 criminal charges! What the fuck? You know what? I'm sorry, I just don't really know how to react. It's just, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I guess, I don't know, it's like a part of me is like, good riddance. What do you mean 51 criminal charges? And they're all exploitation and, like, abuse of minors? Sexual abuse of minors? Like, that's horrible. So, like, it's good that he's gone and, oh my fucking god. But, like, he's dead as well, and like, god, I'm also racking my head around, like, also other people that I find important, and then, you know, none of them have been cancelled, at least. Have they? Fuck. Actually, you know what? Let's just move on. You know what? We don't need to think about that. On a side note, Yandere Simulator was also probably something that greatly impacted me as a person, which we know how that turns out. Life sucks, man. Actually, how do you really cope with the fact that people who changed your life and made your life into how it is, for better or for worse, like, you know, maybe it wasn't the best thing to happen, but, like, you know, maybe it was, like, it made me who I am, and, like, that's something, and I don't think it was necessarily bad. How do you cope with the fact that they're horrible people? Yandere Simulator is definitely one of the more influential works in my life, and that's really funny to say, considering the fact that nowadays I kind of look back on it and I'm just like, damn, it's kind of cringe, and a lot of things Yandere Dev said was like, what Alex said was really unhelpful and stupid, and it probably set me back a little bit. But also, like, I remember I took advice from him to, like, learn how to draw better. It kind of messed up my art for a little bit. It made it a bit weirder, but I think it was more so me taking his advice too far and, like, not really applying it properly and not knowing how to apply it properly. But honestly, it, like, him and his game probably influenced me to want to make games myself, and influenced eventually my love of fiction and how that has gone, and I find that interesting. So as much as I think the game kind of sucks, and as much as I don't really have any hopes for it, I don't really want the game to get picked up by anyone else, right? Like, if anything were to happen, if anyone were to make, like, a finished Yandere Simulator game, I want it to be, or, like, a finished Yandere Simulator story, I would want it to be they make their own story, right? And then they just kind of continue off. They either like have a base work of what Yandere Dev has already made, or make like a fan comic with the characters and just finish the story themselves. Like, I don't really have any hope for the game. And honestly, I find a lot of the story to not be super good. But at the same time, I don't really want anyone else to complete it but Yandere Dev. But at the same time, I also never plan on playing it. For one, I think the game will just kill my computer. And that sucks. But also, I don't want to support him. So, you know, that's that. I have fond memories of the time I was in the community. I was a dumb kid. I was like 10. Which is crazy to think about. I'm a full-on adult with a job and everything. And then Yandere's Dev hasn't finished the game, and I was in the fandom since like middle school, bro. I have a life and the game's not done. Apparently, Amaya is out though, and from what I've seen, apparently her week is actually pretty good, and her character's pretty decent. I don't know, like, if like 100% she's super good or anything. Then, like, also, like, the game is really interesting to talk about and think about, because there's a lot of, like, things in the game that makes no sense and are really weird, but, you know, that's besides the point, I guess. I guess, so, like, I would consider Yandere's Simulator an influential game to me, but the thing is, I don't want to admit that, because it's Yandere's Simulator. Like, it influenced me to want to, like, my love for fiction to some degree, and, like, how, like, it was a stepping stone for me to eventually get into, like, my love of fiction, because I wanted to create fiction because of the game, and eventually that led me to wanting to analyze fiction, so I could understand how to make good fiction, right? So, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't, like, my core personality about being very into fiction and media would not exist. It would just not exist. So, like, I can't, like, that's the thing. It's, like, super important to me, and I know that. It's just really awkward to admit. Because it's Yandere Simulator. And that game fucking sucks. And the whole game and the, like, whole developer is a fucking meme now because of how, like, stupid he is. And I guess, like, I'm going to try to go in order of, like, which ones I think are, like, I honestly, Umineko is probably the most important piece of media in my life, and I don't know, like, Yandere Simulator is a pretty core part of my life, but the thing is, it's not really Yandere Simulator itself, it's more like Yandere Simulator is the biggest stepping stone into me becoming who I am. But Magical Girls and Pretty Cure are also, like, a big part of my life and, like, personality, but they're kind of like a separate part of my life. So I would say, I would say Sailor Moon and Madoka are in the same sphere, and have, like, similar importance. Wait, no. Sailor Moon and Prequel. I watched Prequel more, though. But Sailor Moon came first. So it's like Sailor Moon is, like, the stepping stone, so I don't want to say that. But it's kind of true. Okay, so if Yandere Simulator is the stepping stone for me to eventually get into media analysis and also eventually get into, like, the idea of making game and also influencing my art, like, not a lot. It was a stepping stone, right? But Sailor Moon would basically be the Yandere Simulator of my obsession with magical girls and my fashion sense. And I don't think those, like, okay, in this situation it's comparable, but I don't like the idea of comparing them, bro. Like, that sounds disgusting to me. How dare you say that Sailor Moon is comparable to Yandere Simulator? Yandere Simulator shouldn't even breathe the same, like, oxygen that Sailor Moon is breathing. Sailor Moon is, like, 20 podiums taller. 300 podiums taller than Yandere Simulator could ever dream of touching. Has more cultural influence over, like, the 30 years, and is also completed. One of the biggest series in the whole entire world, one of, like, a big cultural phenomenon that it still influences animation to this day. And what was Yandere Simulator? A fad that ended, and now it's just nothing but a meme that people laugh at. Yandere Simulator, Yandere Dev is nothing but a lol-cow now. Lol. LOL cow. We milk it for the laughs. We don't give a shit about it. The audacity to compare the two. I'm the one comparing you, but the audacity. But anyways, yeah, so the thing is, I wouldn't consider Sailor Moon a super big part of my life by itself. I really love the series, and I really love the like characters, right? And I was like super into like Sailor Moon Crystal while it was coming out. I was disappointed by it, but I was like very into it and like hyping up the series and like watching it along. But I would say that anime was a little bit disappointing. I won't lie about that. I would say one of the best Sailor Moon medias to come out is probably the live action, and it's so sad that they only adapted like the first arc. They never adapted any of the other following arcs. And how many arcs were there? I'll have to search that. How many arcs are in Sailor Moon? Yeah, the manga arcs, I guess. Because, I mean, I think the anime arcs were similar. Codename Sailor V. I don't count those. I feel like they're like a prologue, and I do kind of like it. There was a movie that was adapted in the live action. Kinda. Sailor Venus and like in the live action and like in every other iteration of Sailor Moon are completely different characters though. I feel like compared to like the other main Sailor Scouts, the inner Sailor Scouts, Sailor Venus was so fucking different. And also, not to mention, I think Sailor Venus died and like stayed dead. Stars arc, Dark Kingdom arc. That was the first one, right? Dark Kingdom, Black Moon, Infinity arc, Dream arc, and the Stars arc. So only 5 arcs, right? Okay, so it was like the first one was with Sailor Moon and the inner Scouts, and then the second one was with Chibiusa joining the team, and then them having to like learn about the future, and then Sailor Pluto was also there for a while, and then after that, the next arc was with I think at this point, yes. So Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune were introduced, and Sailor Saturn was a threat at this point. After that happened, it became the Dream arc, which would be Yusa and her like Pegasus thing, and then afterwards was the Stars arc, if I remember correctly. So that would have been 5 seasons. I don't know. I really liked what the live action did with Sailor Moon, because it expanded upon what the manga did, because like the manga was a little bit, if I remember correctly, the manga was a little bit rushed, and some ideas couldn't be explored because she had like a time limit and like deadlines to meet, right? So going back and exploring things that were kind of left undone in the manga, I thought was really cool, and like it made it was a really good story. I liked Crystal, but I will admit it falls short to me on certain areas. And I do wish it could have done more and expanded upon like certain ideas that the manga had. But in the end, it didn't really get to do that, which is a shame. I also remembered like the movies for the Dream arc. If that was the Dream arc, right? I remember thinking that it could have been a very short season, and it felt like it was a waste to have it to be 2 movies because it felt rushed. If like the pacing felt too fast, and I didn't like it. I didn't actually finish watching the Stars arc though. I never got to those movies. It's not that I didn't want to. It's just I never got to it. I don't know why. But moving on from that, big thing that's really important to me is also the Pretty Cure series. Because I was a big fan of it for a very long time. Like, I remember as a child, I would watch random episodes on YouTube, like whatever was free and uploaded on YouTube and it had English subs. I would watch those in whatever random order I wanted. And it was also really confusing when I got to Yes Prequa, because there was Yes Prequa and Yes Prequa Go Go, right? So I would be watching Yes Prequa 5 Go Go, episode 3, and the next episode would be Yes Prequa 5, regular episode 4. And then I'm like, where's Syrup? Where's Milky Rose? Why are they in this uniform now? Why are they using this attack? Where's Kiraqua? Why, she hasn't shown up? I thought she already showed up. I thought she already was a Cure. Things like that. But it was a fun time. And then once I got to, I believe, Happiness Charged Pika was when I started watching each of the episodes. And that would last for a really long time. I would watch like the episodes as they came out until I think I stopped around Tropical Rouge. Like that's where I stopped. But I really enjoyed the series, and I really love it, and it's a big part of who I am as a person, right? So I do want to put that as an important series in my life. And actually, Sailor Moon. Back to Sailor Moon for a bit. Actually, wait. Should I continue with the Pika thought? Okay, hang on. Let me. I'm scared to lose track of these because I know that once I lose track of an idea, it's just gone. It's just gone. Like I don't really know what to say. Like it's just like I guess it never really. It's not like Yandere Dev or like Yandere Simulator and like Sailor Moon where it influenced me in a certain way where like because of this series I wanted to pursue a certain faction, a certain like thing, right? Like Yandere Simulator made me want to explore game development and like story analysis, and then Sailor Moon Sailor Moon eventually got me into Pretty Cure, so I guess like Pretty Cure is like the big thing, and like it's a reason why like a lot of series I like, and also like a lot of stories I write that are not published, by the way. You'll never find these because they were cringy things I made in high school, so you're never gonna see any of them. But a lot of my old stories, they were magical girl stories. They're like different versions, and like I could find some like a lot of this, like a lot of ideas I have are magical girl based, and like it's because of my love for the Pretty Cure and like how much like that series influenced me as I was growing up, because I've been watching it for years, like at least like since I was like I started watching it when I was like in elementary school. That's how young I was when I was just watching random videos on YouTube, and then eventually even like I stopped watching around like maybe high school, somewhere around high school. It's a big deal to me, and also it is possible, but like the thing is with Magical Girl series, at least the Pretty Cure, it seems like a lot of their fashion is either inspired by Lolita, or Lolita is inspired by them to some degree, because like they are pretty big, right? Like I think that helped eventually get me into OG fashion, but at the same time I actually don't really know where that came from. But like the cute poppy Lolita stuff that I really love the aesthetic of, I can possibly attribute that to Magical Girls. I mean, actually, I don't even know if there's anything I can attribute like the Pretty Cure to, other than my love for Magical Girls, and I think that's enough as is to say how important it is. If a lot of the stories I tend to write or gravitate towards is Magical Girls, then that just shows in general how much I love Magical Girl series, right? And let me think. I also think that I also think that besides that, like I don't know, the series has always just been very important to me. It's very dear to my heart, and it changed me as a person because without it, how would I love Magical Girls? And I guess that's like a big thing that influenced it's just my favorite fiction genre. Okay, that's all I can really say. But going back to Sailor Moon, I actually remember when I was a little kid, so this was like in elementary school, right? I wanted, like, this was really, really early into the YouTube, okay? And I searched up best anime ever or something, top 10 animes, because I wanted Sailor Moon to be in there, because I wanted people to validate how much I love Sailor Moon. It wasn't on there, but do you know what was? Madoka Magica. And actually, I hated that top 10 list because I remember it was a lot of action and gory shows, or at least I'm not sure if it was gory. I think there was I think potentially Devilman Crybaby. No, Devilman Cry. Or Devilman. Yeah, whatever the first iteration of Devilman was, the first anime. Okay, before the Netflix version that came out years later. That was on the top 10. But Madoka was like number 8. And by this point, Rebellion was out, I think. Actually, that makes no sense. When was Rebellion released? It was released in... It's not saying. Released in October of 2012. How long ago was that? 14 years ago. How old was I 14 years ago? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, it's been 14 years? What the fuck? It's been 14 years? I've been waiting for the sequel for... well, actually, I've only... Huh. You know what? I guess that makes it kind of more funny that I've only been waiting for like 8-ish, 7 years. Probably like a little bit longer. Maybe like 8 years-ish. You see, I can't... You know, honestly, I guess I haven't been waiting as long as everyone else. 14 years is fucking crazy, bro. Bro, a bunch of people probably died in that time. There's gonna be there's so many people who are never gonna see that movie, who've been waiting. Damn, that's so sad. Maybe that'll be me too. Who knows? Maybe I'll get assassinated, murdered, and then I'll never get to see the movie either. I'll be here to talk about it because I love talking and yapping on stream. You see, Seaside as an entity, it's just a hobby for me, and like this is just a place to hang out, bro. You're never gonna see me graduate unless something unless something happens where I need to graduate, right? Like, let's say my computer blows up. That's the only way I'm gonna graduate. Like, unless the only reason I would graduate is because I just straight up cannot stream anymore. But there's like, or also, I just straight up want to abandon the channel because there's no reason for me to abandon the channel if I don't really have any like reason to, right? Like, it would make sense if this was like a genuine job and I had a genuine community, right? Like, if I had like maybe 100 people who know about me and expect me to stream and then I just like suddenly disappear, that like back then, I mean also now, if I wanted to take a 3-month hiatus, no one is gonna really stop me or really care. If no one's gonna really care, so it's fine for me to do that. But like, if I have a community, then yeah, I would probably have to actually graduate if anything comes up, or like I just can't stream for a while and I just don't see it being feasible. But otherwise, I could just like ditch and they come back whenever I want. So like, the only reason why like I would genuinely like Seaside as an entity would die is if I die. And by then, someone in my community, I asked my community, like, if anything happens, someone update me on Twitter, like, update the Twitter. Or update somewhere on the YouTube. Update somewhere. But otherwise, yeah, so. Seaside is not gonna leave. I'm definitely gonna... If I am able to, I would definitely come here and I would talk about like my thoughts on the movie. Just do a yapping stream again. I love yapping streams, bro. I used to be so insecure about it, but I love yapping streams. I love talking. I love hanging out with people and talking. I have opinions and I deserve to air my opinions. So yeah, so once the Madoka movie comes out, you'll see me and you'll hear my thoughts on it. Whatever thoughts I have. And it might be stupid, but you know what? It's okay, cause like that's just kind of how I am. I'm gonna be honest. I honestly don't really know, but like back then when I saw that top 10 list and like Madoka was on it, I was really surprised because it had a lot of guns, right? It was the fight between like Mami and Homura in the Rebellion movie, and I remember it, like, for some reason that scene stuck with me. It stuck in my brain for so long, and I just didn't know why. It freaked me out. I remember talking to my sister and my dad at, like, when we were eating lunch at a buffet, and I remember telling them, "Oh my god, I saw the craziest thing ever. It was so traumatic to me." And I guess in a sense it was, because like it changed, like it stuck with me, and it made me so scared. But because it stuck with me, it was something that I was looking out for when I grew older. I wanted to see the series again and just know what the context behind that was. And I saw it pop up from time to time. Like, I remember in like a mother's basement video, right? I saw him use like clips of Madoka for something. It was like the Magical Girl. What was it? I think it was like a PSA for Magical Girls or something. I don't know. It was that video. And he was like I saw the clips, and I was like, that's the same art style. I think those are the same characters. And I guess afterwards, I couldn't figure out what series it was. But then, when I was walking around my mall, and there's like a few anime shops that are in my mall from time to time, I saw a giant ass poster that had the series on it, and I recognized immediately, like the yellow hair girl, the black hair girl, they were the people who were shooting each other in the movie. I had found it. I had found the series, the one. So I watched the whole thing. And I don't know, like, I have a lot of thoughts on the series. So there's some mixed feelings about it. Not towards the series itself, just how I feel about it, because I do dislike the fandom of Madoka for the most part. I think nowadays it's mellowed out because it's been years, right? But I felt like there were a lot of LARPers in the community. Basically, a lot of people who came in because they like the action-y shonen and like the horror series, and they kind of came in and they were like, they used how good Madoka was to shit on traditional magical girls and say that like this series has changed the magical girl genre forever, and like the shitty magical girls before that were just childish and boring, and for little girls, these puny little girls who don't know shit about the world and life and their positivity and happiness. Madoka changed that. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that mentality. I did not see Madoka as a criticism of magical girl shows. I guess you could say, like, I don't even see it as a deconstruction of magical girls. I would say it's a subversion, because like, oh, you expect a cute series because, you know, like magical girl shows tend to be cute or whatever. But I feel like the vibes were off pretty early on. So I didn't like how people were like, oh, wow, the Madoka changed magical girls, and like they made magical girls better. This is better magical girls than all the other magical girl shows. All these stupid little children, no, all these stupid little girls. They don't know shit. But me, the adult men, we have better taste in things, and that's why we watch this show instead. I don't know, like, that's how it came off. I hated that. It's, you know, this actually kind of reminds me of a little bit of a different topic, kind of back to the webtoon thing at the very start of the stream, okay? There was this YouTuber I used to watch called Blacklight Jax, and I generally liked his videos. I like how he criticized webtoons and like talked about webtoons and stuff like that, in like a more negative light than, because there were a lot of series that I just, like, it felt like, I guess the best way I could describe it is that a lot of series felt like slop, and I was happy to have someone who kind of was able to like talk about it. There was actually I wouldn't say he did a good job. I think there was only one video at the time that did a good job, which was made by someone named like Clementine, and I think they deleted their channel because they were abusive to their girlfriend. So that video is gone, but they made a lot of good points in that video, and I guess I'll never see it again. Quite a shame. Quite a shame how so many good things in life are ruined by bad people making those good things. But moving past that, like, I stopped watching him because he was super negative. He was always angry about everything. And sometimes I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. Actually, funny thing is, he defended like, if I remember correctly, he defended the boyfriend's comic, and that was, like, really hated on at the time. So actually, good for him for that. I don't like the way he did some of his videos, and I found certain things he said very weird and suspicious. When he kind of moved away from webtoons, I kind of noticed that a little bit more. He somewhat made me uncomfortable, right, with the certain things he said. He had such an immense amount of animosity. It was kind of crazy. And it's kind of interesting, but a lot of his viewers were women, right? Like, if I remember correctly, he pulled up the analytics, and it was like 70% women. And he wasn't happy about that. He was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't be referring to you guys as the boys. I mean, he still did, and I don't really care. I don't really think it minds. Actually, that might have been a community thing. I think the community said it's okay if you want to refer to us as the boys, it's fine. So I don't really blame him for that. But it did kind of come off as him being disappointed, and he did a lot of times say that webtoons target audience are dumb preteen little girls, and I guess so, but like it kind of felt like he was blaming them for a lot of things, like what's wrong with webtoons or what's wrong with a series. Like, he brings it up a lot, and he was very hateful, right? Like one thing that I really did not like was how he reacted to the Let's Play webtoon, right? And like, I was actually really excited to see what he said, because let me tell you, I fucking hated that webtoon. I had like a lot of things to say, and even I was like, damn, bro. Chill, it's not that big of a deal. Like, bro, I am a hater, but even I'm not that much of a hater. Oh my god. Like, I remember he was like, the creator for the webtoon didn't deserve a penny of any of the money they got, and they shouldn't even be paid for this shitty webtoon. And I'm like, whoa. Work is work, bro. They're still an artist, and they're still doing their best to make art. You can't just tell them they don't deserve to get paid for the things they worked hard for just because the series is shit, bro. Because just because the series is shit doesn't mean like that they deserve to not get paid. Because that's just our opinion, bro. Like, there's a lot of people who think the series is not shit. Millions, in fact. Maybe they're dumb preteen girls. You could be right about that, but at the same time, that doesn't change the fact that it gets money, like, from merch and stuff like that. A lot of adults like it, and there's a lot of reasons to like the series. I have a lot of gripes with this series, but that's, me. And people have different opinions. Like, I can talk about how I think this person has bad media takes. I can say that I think they interpret a series wrong. I can say that this series is bad, and that I think the author has wrote this series badly. Or I think this song is bad. I think this artwork has bad proportions or something. And all of that can just be my opinion, and I am allowed to have my opinion, and I'm allowed to voice my opinion. Okay, so I just want to say that I think Jack is in his right to say his opinions and whatever, but at the same time, I feel like saying a piece of work or art is completely invalid and doesn't deserve to exist because it's not well made, in our opinions, is kind of ridiculous, right? It was kind of the reason why I stopped watching him over time. It just felt like he was really angry and hateful over things that really didn't need that hate or animosity. Like, the thing is, some series are kind of just cringy and kind of like, it makes bad decisions, right? But that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to exist. Like, I'm 100% sure I made bad things. I made bad art before. And that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to exist. There is a chance that I will make a game, make a series, and it's not gonna really change anyone's life. Or maybe someone will read it and they'll be like, what the fuck is this shit? And then like turn it off. It's like just a cringy ass story. But then there's also a chance that someone's gonna find it and it's gonna impact their life and it's gonna change them and it's gonna like really move them and it's gonna give them a purpose. It's gonna help them move forward for the day. Any small thing. Maybe they just read the series and they're like, hey, this is cute. And it makes their day slightly more better. Like that's all I can really look for, right? I don't think anything truly deserves to not exist. Probably. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that before. But I really dislike that. The misogyny was also a thing, but I didn't actually really notice how bad it was until like I watched a video where someone was talking about him and like calling him out. Which also, I will say one more thing. I like those videos, but I actually disagree with the creator on a decent amount of things. They make pretty good points, and I think a lot of the points are good, so I do recommend the videos. But there are also a few points in both of the Black Light Jack video and the Chalupa's video that I did not like, and I wanted to just talk about that because that was also something I wanted to talk about. Oh my god, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. God, I'm rambling a lot. I didn't even get to one of the main points. I guess that could be for a different stream. There was that one point where she said something like, oh, Black Light Jack making a video about his YouTube struggles is a bad look for him. And I thought that was kind of absurd to say because it's like the thing is, a YouTuber complaining about YouTube and their work and like how difficult they have, like how difficult it is, I don't think is a bad thing, right? I feel like having an honest talk with your audience about your situation and why you are doing the things you are and what choices you make is not bad, okay? Like, of course, acting like YouTube is harder than like an actual like 9-to-5 job or like even customer service and retail or things like that. Yeah, I do acknowledge it's ridiculous. But like, the thing is, I stream as a hobby, and setting up and like doing things for streams isn't necessarily easy either. It's not super hard, and like it's kind of why it's fun for me. I do it pretty much every single stream I do is pretty much for fun right now. But it's like it's not like zero work, and like kind of saying it is kind of like, I don't know, it's minimizing, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really like that. And also kind of saying like, oh, you shouldn't talk about your channel, you shouldn't talk about your problems with your YouTube on your YouTube is kind of ridiculous to me, considering from what I know, that was the only video he made talking about his channel. And I feel like people giving updates on their channel or what's going on behind the scenes is not a problem. I don't know. It's like I just didn't think it was a big deal. I feel like him being honest and talking about like his feelings about his channel and like what's going on was really, I don't know, it's really nice, right? Because it gives insight into who the channel runners are as people, and also give like perspective of like, it's like the thing is he also used it as an announcement-ish to like sort of say, hey, I'm thinking about changing the course of the channel and stuff like that. I don't know, like every once in a while talking about like, hey, I feel this or that way about like your streaming, your career, your channel and stuff like that. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's okay to do that from time to time. It's fine. But yeah, that's kind of all I had to say on that topic. I don't know. It's like, it's fine to talk about how you feel about your channel or where you're going with your channel or what you're doing, like what's the behind the scenes and the thoughts behind it. Like, is also very much appreciated when it's like from bigger creators, right? Like Mr. Beast talks very heavily about YouTube and gaming the system and stuff like that, and a lot of people do appreciate those kind of interviews and stuff like that. I do know like a lot of big YouTubers like Jack Films and like I think PewDiePie, they made videos where they had like honest discussions with their audience about what they're gonna do with their channels and future plans. And like I also know that some people like I don't know, like I don't think breaking character to do something else and just talk with people and just be honest is ever a bad thing. And I didn't like how she said that was a bad thing. Like she has a lot of good points, but she kind of randomly punches down on like weaker points for random, like no reason. Like And then like with Chalupa, right? He talks a lot about how he struggles to make videos sometimes, or like he's trying to work on videos, but it's like something like he just has been procrastinating and is like struggling on it, right? And she was like talking about, oh, but he needs money. If you really needed money, why are you not working harder? Why are you not making videos? And I don't know, like people can have ADHD. Like it's kind of ridiculous to say, oh, you don't actually care about making money, you don't care about your channel, you don't genuinely need the money or help because what's it called, because you don't, like, you're not making videos. If you really needed if you really needed money and like, and if you really cared about your channel, you would be making more videos. Why are you not doing that? Why do you keep procrastinating? Why do you only upload once a blue moon? That just shows you don't really care, right? But I don't, like, that's not the case. Like, the thing is, a lot of times it's just people struggle with, like, you can care a lot about something, right? There's a lot of artists who love art, who care about making art, and they post once a blue moon. They, like, struggle to even get started. Like, you can have, like, millions of ideas swarming in your mind, but sitting down and getting started can be difficult, even without ADHD. Even without ADHD, it could be hard to find the time or motivation to like work on something you love, because it's still work. It still takes energy. It still takes time making videos and editing them and like scripting them and like recording them. It's not exactly like quick and easy, right? Like it does take work, and it's not like extreme work, it's not like super big work, but it's still work. And saying like, oh, you don't care about money, you don't actually struggle financially at all, because if you did, you would be working harder, is kind of ridiculous to say, because there could be many reasons why someone doesn't work on like whatever, like even without ADHD, like it could be something like depression. It's just hard to wake up in the morning and like get to work, or maybe it's just he has another job. That's also a possibility. Like after work, he's just tired and comes home and he's just like, I should work on my YouTube. And like, I think it's ridiculous to say like, oh, you don't care, because if you did care, like you would do it more. Because a lot of times that's just not how it works. It really depends. It really depends. But like a lot of times it's just not how it works. People can have struggles for whatever reasons. And I just thought that was like really insensitive to say. I don't think I finished the Chalupa video, so I don't know. But those are like two main things. Where was I? Oh yeah, I have mixed feelings about the Madoka fandom. How long was that side tangent? You know, I remember someone came in and said you have a very ADHD voice or something, and I think that's just very, like, it gets more and more true as time goes on. Okay, let me think. So, with the Madoka fandom, it felt like a lot of people were very elitist, if that makes sense. I didn't like how there were people who would kind of treat Madoka as better than other Magical Girl series because it was dark, because it handled topics in a more like I guess gritty way. I don't know if I was like, the thing is, there's actually a lot of dark themes in, I guess, quote unquote regular Magical Girl series. Like for example, I think there was a like Hagoto did cover things like, I know Hana got bullied, but I think in the original season there was a timeline where she like, I don't know about that. I do remember someone said that in like Hagoto, it was implied that in one of the timelines she got bullied so badly that she killed herself. But the thing is, I don't think Pretty Cure would like really get to that point. I don't know. Like I remember someone said it, but I don't really think I trust that. But she does die in the original timeline. She did die of like childbirth. And like there was a lot of things in that season that was pretty dark, honestly. Like at least the implications of them. It was actually a pretty good season. Like I know it had a lot of things going on and it was kind of messy, but it was honestly one of my favorite seasons. Hakoto and like Healing Good are probably some of my favorite seasons in recent memory. I also have strong attachments to Sweet Puika and Happy but no, Smile Pikuya. I don't know if I would say I like Happiness Charge that much. It was one of the seasons. It was one of the first seasons that I really stuck around with though, and I actually did like a lot of the plot. I think it was messy, but eh. I do have strong attachments to the Yes Puko 5 Go Go series. I think that's about it. Those are probably my top seasons. I don't know in which order. I might have to. Honestly, it would be fun to do a watch along with like one day. Like the thing is, one day I would like to have like a relatively big community and do watch alongs inside my Discord. But the thing is, I would probably have to pirate them because a lot of the early Precua seasons are not available legally, from what I could tell. I'm also really annoyed that Smile Pika is mostly known as Glitter Force by the general community, and that's... Did my thing crash? Wait, hang on. Or is it just lagging? Both, maybe. Who knows? Okay, hang on. Let me do something. I have like, I'm gonna put this over here so I can check to make sure anything goes wrong and I'll see it. Okay, there we go. So, my leg. I don't know, like, it feels like a lot of Madoka fans can be a little bit elitist at times, and I didn't really like that, kind of dogging on the regular Magical Girl shows for being a little kid show, and like a little girl show and stuff like that, and I didn't like that. But also, they would dog on other dark Magical Girl shows for not being Madoka and just being a ripoff of Madoka. And I don't know, there are times where people like take too much inspiration from a series and like try to ride off the wave that they create, like the series caused, and like gain some monetary value from that. But I don't personally think a lot of shows that are dark Magical Girls really did that. And the thing is, Yuki Yuna is probably the biggest example of a series that gets called a Madoka ripoff, but like I feel like no one actually seen the series and seen what it had to say, because Yuki Yuna and Madoka, there's pretty much nothing similar to it in terms of its story and like what they are, like even their themes or what they're trying to do, right? If anything, I would consider Yuki Yuna a better deconstruction of the Magical Girl genre than Madoka ever was. Madoka took the Magical Girl like idea and then made their own series to explore themes of like love and like I guess hope and it's hard to really describe. I'm trying to think. I don't really know how to talk about Madoka. It's like a very complicated. Like I would consider it a story about like hope for like yourself in the future, and also like growing up, maturity, and like self-image and love. Like I think those are like a lot of the bigger themes. Also selfishness and selflessness. And I guess things like that. Those are pretty big themes. Like they explore human nature, but they also explore like being young and an adolescent, and especially to like it's kind of strange to think about, but they like explore being like a girl to some degree and like losing your innocence. And none of that really is a subversion of the Magical Girl genre. It's a good series, and it like but it's also its own thing. Like it is a Magical Girl series, and if like you can't remove the Magical Girl and the series will still be the same. They still have to be Magical Girls, right? They take some of the Magical Girl stuff and aesthetic and then like sort of add it on to like, you know, use it to tell their story, right? But it doesn't necessarily subvert being a Magical Girl, right? If anything, it's kind of more so about how people can corrupt the innocent as they are trying to like grow up and like change, right? Because Magical Girl series are typically seen as cute, fluffy series where like the good guy wins, and like, you know, little girls love the series and they get attached to the series. So to some degree, like what Cube is doing is similar to what groomers would do, right? And is where they take something that like someone like the little girls like already and like trust, and like they use it to manipulate them into doing things, and then eventually like, you know, losing themselves and losing their innocence. Like Sayaka saying like I can no longer be considered human. To some degree that can be like her like losing her innocence, right, and feeling like she doesn't deserve to be loved because of that. Like, I don't know, you can see it in a lot of different ways. Like, that's the thing about Madoka. It's very complex, it's very beautiful, and it's a very well written series. So I don't really like how they use Madoka to like a lot of people, like, it feels like a lot of people, like, the story is very, like, it's very, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it, a lot of things, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. The series works well where anyone can, like, really connect to it and get attached to it, right? But also, I feel like it's a series that, I feel like it's a series that, is very, like, feminine in a way. I don't know. It's kind of weird to say that because it was made by a guy, but it's a very, like, I don't know. It's a lot of things, I guess. But I'm sorry. I'm just kind of rambling about the series. It's really important to me, and it changed, like, me in a lot of ways, and like, it gave me a somewhat different outlook on life, and it, like, sort of influenced the way I see things, like, not to a strong degree like Umineko, but I really love the series, and it's, like, very dear to my heart. Like, I love Madoka, and I love, like, getting merch for it and, like, seeing it and stuff like that. But there's, like, I just don't like the fandom, how a lot of people sometimes are just like any, like they see any other dark magical girl shows as a ripoff and, like, doesn't deserve to exist because it's just riding the Madoka wave, and, like, it's been 20 years but they're riding the Madoka wave. Everything is a cheap copy and a knockoff and stuff like that, and, like, they don't deserve to exist. But the thing is, wait, has it been 20 years? I think it's getting close to 20 years. If Rebellion came out 14 years ago, and yeah, it's, like, close to 20 years. It's not 20. I don't think it's 20 years yet, but, no series deserves to exist. And, like, they would shit on, like, everything that's a dark magical girl. No matter how long, like, no matter how, like, far ahead, not far ahead, like, how long it's been since Madoka, and, like, sure, things can get inspired and they can get a little bit too close to their inspiration, but I feel like sometimes a series can just be bad and exist on its own without it being a cheap ripoff, right? Like, I will completely, like, I 100% will defend Yuki Yuna. I do not see Yuki Yuna as a ripoff. The series is way too different, and honestly, I think it's way too good to be considered a ripoff. There's also, like, there's a lot of qualities about it that I don't particularly like about Yuki Yuna, of course, but I don't know, like, how can you say, like, something with its own story and themes and, like the purpose of the story, like, there's just too different to be the same thing, right? Like, I feel like Yuki Yuna does a better job at subverting magical girls with how it works, right? Because they have a very similar formula to the magical girl, like, format. Well, actually, it's kind of, I don't know, okay, so the thing is, with the original series, with Yuki Yuna, like, Yuki Yuna is a hero and, like, the main cast, I don't necessarily think a lot of it is a subversion, right? Like, the characters have to give up a part of themselves to continue fighting the, like, monsters of the week, right? And I don't know, like, no, like, I don't think any of that, like, what happened in the first series or, like, season really is subversive. But what I will say is more subversive is probably Nogi's chapter, or Sonoko's grandmother, right? I don't know, like, there was a part where, like, the thing is, like, magical girls, they, like, obviously are going to be important and recognized, right? Because they are the people saving the people. They're the heroes, and, like, they're the only people who can do it, right? But at a certain point, the characters aren't able to defeat the monsters quick enough, and that causes a lot of damage, and that causes a lot of people to die. And then they get shit on it online, right? They get bullied online for it. they're like, you're so useless, how can you be so bad at your job and stuff like that. And the fact that they are struggling as is and are putting their lives on the line every single time they have to fight, and they're just being told, oh, you're useless, you're dog shit, why are you even fighting, why are you even here, like, it causes one of them to go really, like, get really, really mad. And not to mention when they go home and they just want to, like, chill and just not deal with the whole fact that they're fighting for their lives all the time, they get hate mail because, hey, you suck at your job. And, like, they had a pretty shitty life before that, but now they're, like, now everyone knows who they are, and, like, they know where they live. Like, they're public celebrities, basically. And these are, like, 14-year-old girls. They have to give, like, public announcements and stuff like that, like, speeches to the masses. It's, like, stressful and scary. Like, it kind of makes sense why she ended up snapping, right? Like, I don't know. This, like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, Yuki Yuna follows the magical girl formula a lot more closely, and I feel like shows a much more realistic experience of what being a magical girl would be like. The whole fighting the monsters, like, the whole fighting the weekly monsters and stuff like that, how that wouldn't necessarily be easy fun and you'll get out of it scotch-free. You're going to probably lose, you're going to probably, like, get hurt, lose some things at times, lose people at times, and it's gonna be tragic. It's going to, like, and, like, being told, like, oh, they're heroes, it's, like, they did a good job, and then, like, knowing that, like a middle schooler is dead is, like, kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like Yuki Yuna does a better job at, like, what a real life magic girl situation would be like. At least without, like, secret identities. I don't know, like, everyone kind of knew who they were, so it was a bit different. Like, you can have proper funerals for the girls, but I don't know. The thing is, I don't think Yuki Yuna is better than Madoka, of course. But I just think Yuki Yuna is a good series and stands on its own. There's a reason why it's so popular and, like, why it has, like, as many fans as it does, and also why it has so many iterations of the series. Like, it's allowed, like, it got a gacha game. It was allowed to get a lot of, like, sequels and prequels because a lot of people like the series and a lot of people like the characters, that people were willing to buy this stuff. And it's a good series. It's a good it has a lot of good stuff with it. And honestly, I think the elitism is only the Western fandom, which is the funny thing. Now, I think it has died down since then, because I think the only people who are still Madoka fans are also magical girl fans. I don't think it's very common to have a Madoka fan that is not a magical girl fan at this point. I feel like at some point you gotta, like, watch your forefathers. Like, if you have a work that's super influential to you and you know there's a lot of works that are influential to them, at some point, if you really care, you're gonna go back and watch those, right? So I think a lot of people have seen, like, original magical girls. And honestly, I do think, for the most part, a lot of people, like, I think a lot of people are more normal nowadays. I think it was just something in the past, or at least with the casual fans. I don't know. I haven't seen, like, many people air that kind of opinion out anymore. So, but it's just annoying to see people shit on, like I guess traditional magical girls for being too childish. Not like for the little girlies. The stupid little girlies, and then shitting on other dark magical girl shows for just being a knockoff. It was annoying. So that's kind of just how I feel. Like, I love the series and it's super important to me, but the fandom kind of sucks at times, and therefore my feelings are extremely mixed. Because, like, I mentioned, like, Pretty Cure and magical girls in general are really, really big deals to me. So having it be shat on is kind of annoying. Like, I don't know. I am biased, I will say that, but, like, at the same time, I just don't really think their arguments are even valid to begin with. Kind of saying, like, oh, this little girl show is not worth my time because it's for little girls, and I have my adult show. I don't know. Like, it's just, like, it's very, like, the thing is, it doesn't look at the series, I guess. Like, if if you were to like, if you were to look at the fan base for Precure, there's so many adults who watch the Pretty Cure. Like a lot of the VAs who voice for Pretty Cure, like some of them are really big deals, right? I think Shadow Arcane, from the recent season, she's one of like she's a huge deal right now. She's like a huge voice actor, but like a lot of people still want to get on the show because like the show means a lot to them as adults, either as adults or also you know, they got into it as adults. There's a lot of adult men who are into fucking Pretty Cure, okay? I've seen videos of them playing with the toys. For better or for worse, there are some people who act weird around the Pretty Cures. Like, I think it was also a bit of a joke that around the time Smile was airing, there was a lot more adult men in the audience than, like, Pretty Cure really wanted or expected, but they kind of, like, had a little bit of, like, wink-wink moments for them, kind of. Like, they had a sexy lady there just to entertain them. Or something, I don't remember. Like, at least, I think it was a rumor, I'm not sure, but by the time, like, there are a lot of adults who like Pretty Cure because there's a lot of good in Pretty Cure. There's a lot of, like, there's people who make video essays about the Pretty Cure. There's people who make reviews on the Pretty Cure. There's people, like, adults who talk about Pretty Cure because Pretty Cure is a good series, okay? Anyone can enjoy it. That's also the thing. There's a lot of kids shows that anyone can enjoy. Like, for example, Gravity Falls is very popular with adults and children. The Owl House was like a big deal with children and like adults. Steven Universe, things like that. There are a lot of shows and series that are like easily enjoyed by everyone because kids shows aren't like, there's a lot of kids shows who are not like, aren't just for kids. And the thing is, you can't give kids slop and expect them to just be okay with it and love the series, right? Like, kids can tell when something's boring and stupid. Kids can tell when something was made with just to get money, right? Like, of course, not all the time. Like, there's, like, Cocomelon that got super popular and that AI fruit series on TikTok that got super popular. But, like, kids shows are just kind of, like, yeah, there is a certain demographic, but it's not like you can, just because, like, kids are stupid and, like, they like things more simple doesn't mean you can't cover like darker topics, more complex topics within the show. You just have to make it more digestible. It's just a different way of making, like, to some degree it's a different way of making a show, and like it's a different core audience, but that doesn't mean like no adults can enjoy it, right? I don't know. That's a really, really long tangent, and we never got to any of the other stuff that he had. Okay, so what did we talk about, actually? Yandere Similar. We did talk about that. Okay, hang on. I do want to write this down a little bit. Because I actually wanted to make it, like, I did want to make at least a more proper, formal thing about this. I didn't want it to just be this long-ass ramble. Where are my sticky notes? Why is it just this small pack? I swear to God I had more. Oh, it's over there. Okay. You know what? Maybe, should I log into Twitch and like go into my chat and like type something in the chat? Because I don't like how the only like I'm just staring at the screen and I just see the message from the bot. I'm like, sometimes I question, like, I feel bad if I accuse people of being bots and they aren't bots, because, like, the thing is, with the early chatter, the Hina... Wait, hey guys, is this a Twitch thing? Shit. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna log on to Twitch for a little bit. I'm gonna mute my desktop. There we go, on desktop. Okay, I should still be audible, I hope. I'm gonna try not to say anything too important anyways. I just want to look at the chat, right? Where's the hey guys? It's a global, right? Does my microphone randomly buzz like that? It feels weird listening to myself. Okay, so it is. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, if it's not like a channel specific thing, then yeah, it's very possible that was a bot. Okay, anyways, that was fun. Okay, anyways, unmuting the desktop. I hope you guys didn't hear any of that. So yeah. So I guess Umineko, Madoka, Precua. I don't want to talk about Yandere so much. I mean, it's kind of something. Okay, so another series that is really important to me is this very obscure Minecraft series, actually. I don't really think a lot of people know about it, and I don't even think a lot of people, like, even if they did know about it, I don't think they remember it very well. And it's a real shame because the series and the people who run it are very important to me. And it's just, like, when I was a child, I basically baked them into my, like, personal lore. Like, they, to some degree, they were, like, a family to me. And it's kind of weird to think about. Like, there's a lot of YouTubers and, like, people in general who are important to me. Like, I would say IS Cupcake had a decent effect on me. Afmat has a big effect on me. What did I say? Sky does Minecraft? I don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't. Funnily enough, I don't really think he was that important to me. Maybe Sunday was, but then Sunday became, whatever the hell he became. He went through tragedy, and I was trying to support him through it. And then he came back, and he was crazy. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Even I can't support that. But also, I was a little kid, so I don't know. Manly Badass Hero. Manly Badass Hero is obviously a big, important person to me. But, other than maybe, okay, so Afmal and Manly, I do think they do influence me, at least in terms of YouTube-ish. But I would say Madma, by far, is the strongest YouTube channel to affect me, right? And I don't really know how to describe how they are important to me. I think they, like, the thing is, it's just, okay, it's so weird. Like, they're important to me, but they didn't necessarily change anything about me. It's just, they were a big factor in my life and a big puzzle into who I am. But explaining that and why is kind of hard because I don't really know why or how. It's like, the stories, I guess, they made influenced me and impacted me, but at the same time, I don't necessarily know. I'm sorry. It's okay, so it was like, it made me like Minecraft. It made me okay, I guess, like, the thing is, I wouldn't say the series itself changed me or, like, impact. No, it didn't. It's not a milestone like Yandere Simulator or, like, I guess Sailor Moon was, right? And it didn't change my worldview in a way like Umineko or Madoka did. If anything, I would just say it was what little me was super attached to and is what sparked my creativity. It is what helped, it was what made me want to create things, create stories, create role plays, create art and stuff like that. It, like, I have fan art for the creators that I've made when I was a little kid. That's how important they were to me. And, like, I never showed it to anyone, but or I did show it to people, but I didn't show it to them, right? Like, this, like, they are important to me, but it's really hard to say why, right? Because I don't know, like, how do you talk about it? It's just, they were, I guess, they were important to me, and they did mean something to me, but it's not like they changed, they changed my life, and just the fact that they were a part of my life, and they made, like, it made me want to do things and create things. But even so, I'm not sure how much I could attribute it to specifically just Madma, because it was, like, the thing is, I mixed them up with literally everything. They were always, like, they were kind of like a family that was always with me, but, like, and that stayed for years and years until I got into, like, maybe like later in middle school or high school. Like, they, like, Mary and, like, Missy from, like, the two girls on the series, they were, like, basically my best friends in my imagination, and they were, like, superheroes with me, and we would go on, like, hundreds and hundreds of adventures until eventually I just got tired of it and it was just me. And that was, like, way later on, but it was just, like, that was just how it was for a while. And that's kind of, like, I guess that's, like, it's kind of weird because I do consider it one of the more important parts of my life, but is like the thing is I don't even know if I don't even know how much importance I would give to it, because I don't know if it really changed anything about me, or like gave me a milestone or anything like that. It was just something that I was just a part of my life, just something that stuck with me for years and years, and like it gave me it fueled my creativity, but I just is like I kind of just took the story, the characters, and I turned them into my own thing and ran and made my own stories, and that story was the superhero world, where basically I would travel to all the series and franchises I liked and just had fun. They were heroes with me, and that's about it. Like we would had adventures in the Pokemon world together. We had adventures, I don't know, in like their series, of course. We were magical girls at times, and we were like, fighting zombies at times. Things like that. That's just how it was. But I don't know if I would describe it. Like it's hard to say. I don't know. It's like, yes, they are important to me. But are they that important to me? I don't know. Like, it's one of the series that I feel very mixed about. Like, I can talk so much about the series. No, I can't. Actually, that's a big thing. I watched it when I was like fucking 7. It's like, the thing is, I don't think I can actually say much about the series. Like, thinking back on it, like the thing is, the series was pretty simple, and like it was for kids, and it wasn't very anything too deep or meaningful. But I loved it. It gave me happiness, and it fueled my creativity as a kid. It gave me something to look forward to, and it was something that I enjoyed, and it's something that stuck with me. And I guess that's what I want to do. That's like, to some degree, what Madma is what I want to one day create. Even if it's nothing special, even if I like story is kind of simple and stupid or whatever, just something that maybe a few people would find and like. I mean, I don't think it was a few people. Madma was decently popular, not like super popular, but it was. What was it called? The Mary and Dad's Minecraft Adventure. How cute. Dads are funny. Ever, like, the series 10 years ago. Oh my fucking god. It was a series that went on for 4 years, and I stuck around for those 4 years. That's crazy. Their first episode has 1 million views, and their 10th episode for the first season had 4 million views. And of course, by the time we got towards the end, it did drop off, and they only got a few thousand views for their series. Wait, it actually wasn't that bad. They were close to 100,000 at times. I mean, it wasn't as much, but they got to season 12. Damn. I also remember I really liked Check It Out. I really love the series, bro. I really like their channel, bro. It was such a big thing for me, and it's so weird because, like, thinking about it, I guess, like, in retrospect, or in, like, I guess the grander scheme of thing, it wasn't that important, but at the same time it was important. How do you describe that? Like, how do you describe something that's so important to you, but it's just kind of like, genuinely speaking, is actually kind of insignificant if you think about it. Like, I guess that's how life is. Like, my friends are important to me. I love them, and like, they mean a lot to me, but I guess if I think about it, it's not like a lot of them really changed my life or affected me in a big meaningful way. They were just people I love, care about, and hang out with a lot. Shit. But it's not like many of them changed my life. Some of them did, but not a lot of them. A lot of them is just people I care for, and then we move on, and time passes, and I don't know. Maybe some of them don't even like me, and maybe some of them really miss me. Who knows? I don't know if I can put Madma on here. Bro, wait, that's so sad. I'm sorry. This is a bit too deep and philosophical. I do tend to like talking about deep and philosophical things. I love doing these kind of things, but this is a bit sad. Moving on. Okay, actually, I'm gonna write a few things now. I do want to. both of them in the same series, yeah. What else did I talk about? Yandere Simulator. I don't want to talk about that. You know what? I'll put it there. I'll put it there. Unfortunately, it's actually I will go back real quick. To Asman, because I will say I think he did change my life a lot. If it wasn't for him, I would have never gotten into the world. Like Yandere Simulator was the first stepping stone, but he was also like, because he was the channel I watched the most out of all the Yandere Simulator creators, he did change like the way I view media, and probably the medias I ended up liking to some degree. I don't know how much, and that's kind of something scary to think about, but at the very least I would have never found Corpse Party, and I would say that's a big factor in my life as well. And I would have never found Danganronpa, and I would have never found a lot of the animes and games that I enjoy. Like, I would, like, the fact that I like Manly Badass Hero would not have happened without Asman. At least I don't think so. I would have not gotten into indie RPG games if it wasn't for Asman. And and I guess the Sharon games are the only really big connectors, and like certain VG person games. Asman played a lot of VG person games, and I know Manly did as well. And that's kind of like, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have found Manly, okay? But also Corpse Party was there. But yeah, that's I don't know, something kind of scary to think about. Anyways, on to the next topic, Danganronpa! Specifically Danganronpa V3. So I had seen the original Danganronpa, and I had seen Danganronpa 2, and if I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what I would say about those two series, because I did see them when I was really young, and I watched a playthrough and I sped run it, right? And I will say I only seen a playthrough for Danganronpa V3 as well. But with Danganronpa V3, because it was a new game, I had to wait for new episodes to come out and like learn the new chapters more slowly. Like, so back when I was younger, I did a thing called Anime Weekend, where like, okay, so this is a little fun fact. I wanted to watch a lot of good shows, so I could, and a lot of popular shows, so I can I guess understand what makes a show good and what makes a show enjoyable, so I can I can learn how to make media better, right? But it's kind of hard to do that if the game is 30 hours long, right? You have like I think it's doable, but you would have to you would have to like pretty much stay up all day and do nothing but play the game, and like that was not really feasible. So I sped through Danganronpa in order to, I guess, fit it into a weekend, and I regret that, because I don't think I saw a lot of the smaller moments and the nuances of the first two games. And I think that's why, despite the fact that everyone agrees Danganronpa 2 is like the best written game, I don't really see it that way, and I only the only one that really impacted me was Danganronpa V3. I mean, Danganronpa V3 was a big game for me, okay? For one, that game is what got me into the idea of voice acting. And I'm gonna just say, I don't think I'm a good voice actor. Like, I enjoy watching back my old streams, and like I would sometimes play them just to check to make sure the audio quality is okay, just to check to make sure the stream quality is okay, and see what I might need to change in the future, right? But the thing is, I do enjoy listening to what I have to say a lot of times. It's kind of egotistical to say, and yeah, I know, but like, I don't know, I just like me just being myself and talking naturally and talking about, like, for one, I'm interested in the same topics as me, so obviously I'm gonna be interested in what I have to say, I guess, because it's the same topics or whatever. And also, it's very convenient that I tend to forget everything, so I forgot that I even say these things, and I'm like, oh my god, some of my opinions, god, I'm an egotistical maniac, what the fuck. Anyways, so I would be fine watching my talking streams back. What I tend to struggle with is watching my gameplay streams back where I do voices for characters because, like, like a lot of times some voices will make me cringe like crazy. Like, it's not as bad now, but I will admit, listening back, it makes me sad because, like, I remember when I was younger, I would give my 100% for a lot of games and, like, voicing, and, like, I would keep asking, like, hey, do you like my voice acting? Do you think I'm doing good? And stuff like that. And like, I want to improve, I want to be cool, I want to be amazing. And I think everyone's lying to me because what the fuck? My voice acting is not good, bro. Oh my god. It's so cringy looking back on it. The only person who was, like, really honest with me was my bestie, Daniel. Thank you, bestie. He was the only one who told me the truth, and I didn't listen to him. Which, to be fair, I wouldn't have. To be fair, if someone told me my voice acting was shit, I would get pissed off. So, nah, makes sense. But yeah, he was right. My voice acting is kind of shit. I mean, it's fun. It's fun, and that's what counts. If I'm having fun and I'm doing what I like, then that's what counts the most. So, I don't regret it. But anyways, Danganronpa V3. It's actually kind of weird to say, but it's what got me into voice acting and what eventually got me very into fiction, specifically. During this time I was really struggling mentally, so I latched on to Danganronpa V3, and eventually I just closed myself off from humanity and the world to focus on Danganronpa and fiction. It got me into stories and games in general, I guess, like, as big as as strongly as I did back then. And I don't really know, it's like I see it as a big stepping stone into me eventually getting into visual novels, kind of, but the thing is, I don't really think that's the case, because I think it gave me a lot of insight into games and fiction. I think that was the first time I really sat down and thought about things, like past Yandere Simulator, so I would say that's a big game for me. But the thing is, it's also really, like, weird in the sense that it's a big important part into why I'm interested in voice acting, and probably a decent amount into, like, why I got into, like, certain games, like RPG games and like bigger RPG games and, like, visual novels and stuff like that. But I don't even know if I would say it was that important, because the thing is, like, Umineko, I got into because I saw Higurashi before, and I saw Higurashi because I was interested in Yandere Simulator before, and I wanted to see all the scary, because I was interested in Yandere Simulator before, and because of Yandere Simulator, I eventually found Corpse Party, and I found the Corpse Party too scary, so I had to watch a bunch of other horror animes to desensitize myself and get ready to go back to Corpse Party and watch the anime without getting scared, right? So I never actually got to it. The funny thing is, even though at this point I don't think I would be scared of the Corpse Party anime. Not really because I'm desensitized. I think I'm still scared of cat, is the funny thing. It's more so because I just heard his shit and I didn't want to give it the time, like, waste my time with it. So I did all that and I never even went back to it. And I also don't think I ever got desensitized to it, anything. I still think, like, I'm very easily frightened still. Like, I struggle with horror games still. Like, it's my main genre. I still play it, but, like, I struggle with it. And sometimes I swear to God, sometimes I'll just, like, quit randomly, be like, I can't do this anymore. It's too much. And there's a lot of games I probably won't play because, like, I'm that much of a scaredy cat and I know I wouldn't be able to progress. Like, I do want to play Corpse Party one day, but actually, I will put that. Corpse Party is a big factor into who I am. There's no way, I can say it's not, to be honest. It is, kind of, but yeah. It's what got me into horror, okay? And horror is, like, my main genre. Like, Magical Girls is a big thing, and RPG Makers is a big thing, but horror RPG Maker games specifically, indie horror RPG game specifically, is a big thing for me, right? So of course, oh my fucking god, of course, Corpse Party is going to be there. Yeah, so I'm actually questioning, like, I think Danganronpa is what got me very into, like, being into fiction, but is that what got me into eventually, like, the video essay side of things, or no? The thing is, it got me into voice acting at the least. So that's why I want to put it as an important series, but I don't know if I would put it anywhere else. I would say the thing is, The Witch's Heart would also equally probably be in that spot. because okay, so Danganronpa V3 is what got me into voice acting at the very least, because I did the voices for the roleplay. But if we're gonna be frank, what got me into playing games and voicing the games as I played through it would probably be The Witch's Heart, right? Because I really liked the game when I was in high school, and that was like maybe 2 years after Danganronpa. And I would say that Danganronpa did not influence that. Actually no, Danganronpa barely influenced me. But the thing is, would I say The Witch's Heart would influence me more? Let me think. Okay, so The Witch's Heart, my sister found that game. Actually no, I found the game first, and I saw like Manly Badass Hero played it, and I had at the time assumed that the game would cost money, because the only games that I've seen at that point were like games that cost money, so I just assumed everything cost money, right? I thought I couldn't play it, but the story was so good to me that I wanted my sister to experience it, so I told my sister, hey, please watch these Let's Plays, and she didn't want to, because it's like, she doesn't like watching Let's Plays of like games like that, and she was like, wait, why don't we just play it ourselves? And I'm like, how are we gonna play it? It's not like we're gonna have to buy it, and like with what money and stuff like that. And she's like, it doesn't cost money. What? Yeah, it doesn't cost money. Oh shit, boot that shit up. So we booted that up, and that was the first game we ever played together. And fun fact, we finished playing this game up to Sirius's chapter. We wanted to play Willardo's chapter, but the funny thing is, like for the conclusions, okay, specifically the conclusions, we don't know how to progress with the conclusion for Willardo's chapter. I swear to God, I cannot figure it out. I got stuck. There's 20 different places we can go to, and I have not found the new NPC and what we're supposed to do. I think there's only one new NPC at the moment, and I think we might have interacted with him, but we were like, wait, let's see if there's anything else. And we went around and we couldn't find anything. So we're kind of just stuck. We literally seen everything and done everything, but we can't figure out how to progress the story now. And we also gotten ourselves lost in the 20 different planes of existence that we don't know how to get back home and try maybe going to sleep or something. I don't even know if that's possible, because we're playing as Willardo, and we can't just can we go to sleep? Is that an option? God. But anyways, we're stuck right now. We don't know what to do. So we never finished Willardo's chapter. And also, Manly never played Willardo's chapter as well, so I don't know what happens there. I might play through it. I might try to find someone who played it eventually and just see it for myself, because I don't know if we're gonna ever go back. Me and my sister, we grew up. We're both busy. I have a job and she has college, so this is just not really feasible for us to play it as much. Maybe we'll try, because we're less busy nowadays. Now that she's home from college, but yeah, I don't know, it's the thing is, I think without without that game, I would not have gotten into voice acting in that sense, and reading out RPG games. And I think that game and me having fun with that experience and series is what eventually influenced me to play a bunch of RPG games and indie games and stuff like that. And it's kind of why Seaside exists to some degree, but also Hololive is a big reason why Seaside exists as well. There's actually a lot of reasons why Seaside exists. So Seaside as an entity, their main purpose will always be, I want to make someone's day a little bit better, and I want to bring happiness to someone, right? I don't know if that happened, and I don't know if that goal has really worked out. I think it has to, I think at the very least, Seaside has done more good than bad. And that's mostly because there's not really a lot of things Seaside has done. And Seaside has not been in any controversy. So for the most part, Seaside has done good with the world. And it has my stream crash. Oh god. Wait. Gotta wait. There's a circle. Okay, it's okay. Okay. If I make even one person's day a little bit brighter for one stream, or for one series, or for even one moment, one clip, whatever, then that's enough to say Seaside has been successful in their goal, right? The whole point is just, I want to make someone's life a little bit better, even if it's just for a moment. As long as the happiness I produce outweighs the negativity, And so far, I hope there's no negativity Seaside has been involved with. I hope I didn't do anything bad. That's good enough. That's good enough, okay? That's not to say me as a person, maybe I have, like, I don't know if me as a person, I've done more good than bad, but at the very least, I hope that Seaside is probably a relatively positive force in life. I hope. Real life people are more complicated, so like we can't really compare that. A lot of people say, oh, you're a good person, I love you, you're amazing, and stuff like that. I don't know. The negative voice inside my head says that they're lying to me, and that I'm a horrible person, and that I shouldn't listen to them. So Hololive was also a big thing. Like, the thing is, Seaside is just also supposed to be, like, as much as this a place where I want to make other people happy and make other people's day more positive, is also where I go to sort of just chill, hang out, and relax. And it's also, like, a lot of ideas I had for Seaside were things that are important to me and I wanted to do. So the RPG games is a thing that Seaside has always wanted to do, but that could also be like attributed to like the fact that I like the games and I want to do them. Yeah, so I think it's attributed to like the time, like me and my sister playing The Witch is Hard, right? But also to some degree, you know, how about to make things easier, we'll put them in the same category. If we put Sailor Moon and Pretty Cure in the same category, then well, actually, to be fair, these are two completely different things that I don't know if they should be in the same category, but they'll be in the same category because I feel like they're equally as important in the goal. Like, they're like Danganronpa V3 was a stepping stone and Witch's Heart was a stepping stone like they're both stepping stones, but I don't know if this individual series themselves are anything like super important to me as a person. Like Danganronpa, definitely not. Witch's Heart, kind of. I feel like the story was really like, I feel like I cared about the story there a lot more than V3, but that's also because I played that when I was older and had more brain development, and also so that's kind of hard to compare. And like the thing is, I'm in the fandom for both of them technically still. Like if I see content for them, I still interact with it, right? So I don't know. I feel like they're both important to me. Then, you know, here's a funny thing. I feel like a lot of series are things I like. It's hard to say, are they important to me or are they just things I love, right? Wait, we have room. I could put that in a different category. Okay, anyways, let me see. What else is next? Okay, so past that, the villainess wants to be good. That's okay. So this is an interesting thing because unlike everything else, it is not a stepping stone. Well, like most of like, I mean, Umineko also isn't really a stepping stone, and that's like one of the most important series in my life because of how much it changed my point of view and perspective on things. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but the villainess wants to be good is kind of why I fought so hard to better myself and be a better person. And that's not to say I'm a good person, and I don't think I am a good person, right? That's not to say like I am successful in bettering myself, but that series is a reason why I feel like the whole mentality of I choose to be good and I want to be good is something that drives me, right? Like, even though I think internally I am a bad person, I have too much anger, I am very impulsive, and I just am really quick to react to things in a bad way. Even so, I fight to not do so. Like, even if I get angry and I want to be like, you know what, you're a fucking asshole, I hope you go die in hell. I choose not to do that, okay? I choose not to do that. Because, like, you can be toxic, you can tell people to fuck off and stuff like that, but I try my best to be patient, understanding, and I try to slow down and try really hard to be better than, like, I guess my base instinct of anger, right? I'm trying to, like, improve myself and not be as angry as I used to be, and try to be more understanding and patient of people, right? And to be fair, there's a lot of factors that went into that, but I don't know, it's like, the series really hits in my heart because of how it is, right? I don't know, let me think. It's like it made, like, it made me want to be nicer. Made me want to care and be a better person. So I want to say that the series is important to me. But I don't really know if like that was like it's what I attribute to my change. So I do think actually it is at the very least a part of what made me change. I think it's complicated though. A lot of factors have made me want to be like this and want to be nicer and want to be more understanding and want to help people and be kinder and better, right? And I don't really think it's just this series that is it. Like I think I mentioned earlier, Mobile Legends to some degree has made me this way because of my insane hatred for the community that I just didn't want to be anything like them. But also, to some degree, my general love of fiction. We can trace that back to like Danganronpa V3 and also all the other series. Everything else I said. My general love of fiction and wanting to write more human and realistic characters, and in turn making me want to understand people and be like understanding of people, so understand everyone's point of view. So therefore, I can write realistic, good human characters that are multi-dimensional and have multiple things going on to them, flaws and all, flaws, virtues, everything. Because pretty much no bad person is just exclusively a bad person with no good traits, and no good person is going to be exclusively good with no bad traits. And also, depending on your point of view, some people are good and some people are bad, and that could be completely different from my point of view. Maybe I see someone as good and you see that person as bad and stuff like that. And it could all be like different things. Like you see a certain trait as good and I see a certain trait as bad, or we just react to the same trait in different ways. Like for example, with Dorothy and Raymond. Raymond is a good person, but his naivety and like how like pushy he is, like he's trying to make Dorothy happy and trying to make Dorothy's life better, but because of how pushy he is and how like overly positive and optimistic he is, that it goes to like straight up naivety of and lack of understanding to Dorothy's situation is what makes Dorothy hate him so much and what makes Dorothy want to avoid him so much. Like that's like I don't know. There's a lot of things that kind of make me into who I am, and attributing this factor to this webtoon, like, it's a really good webtoon and I will continuously recommend it, but I don't know if I want to exclusively give it to The Tyrant Wants to Be Good. Okay, actually, here's the thing though. If we, like, okay, so I didn't include Manma in my sort of important series thing because it was a big factor in my life, but it wasn't a stepping stone, or it didn't change my worldview, right? Okay, in that case, how am I going to do with Identity 5? Okay, so IDV was a main thing on this channel, and also, I would say IDV is weird, okay? Because the story never changed any of my personal viewpoints or outlooks on life, and I wouldn't say it's a big okay, actually I can't say it's a big stepping stone because I'm still in that phase of my life. So god, that's so weird. Okay, so IDV has been a thing in my life for a year and more. By this point, a year and a half, and I'm still in the community and I'm still active and talking to people in the community and the lore, right? And like, I love the game, the series, and also without it, I would not have my main friend group that I talk to every single day, and I would not have like my friend that I'm like extremely close with, and a lot of things in my life happen because of IDV. Fuck, I'm going to a convention at some point this year where I'm dressing up as IDV. Like, IDV is a big thing for me. Like, I love IDV and his content. Like, it's a big thing in my life, and like my main fandom right now, and but would I say it changed my life? I don't know. My life is still going. How do I say if it changed my life? If it's still a part of my life right now? Like if I'm still in the part where I'm like experiencing it right now, I don't know how it affects me if I'm still going through it. Okay. If I love something a lot and it's a big part of like, okay, oh my god. I have no idea. I have no idea where I want to put it. These last two spots are going to be difficult. Okay, so do I give Witch's Heart its own category? Do I give Madma a category? Because I feel like if I give Madma, like if I give ITV a category, to some degree I should give Madma a category. But the thing is, Madma was a phase in my life. Like it lasted a long time. It lasted like maybe, like probably for a long, like as long as it was running. So 4 years-ish, right? And like it impacted me, right? And it made me, it was a step, it was eventually a stepping stone into Minecraft, and that was eventually a stepping stone into whatever else it was a stepping stone into. Actually, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Minecraft really was a stepping stone into anything. It was just a phase. That's actually, what did Minecraft do? It got me into AFMAO. Did AFMAO change my life? I don't really think so. I think it was just a phase as well. Yeah, like I like the game, I guess. Shit. Fuck. Okay, so there's like categories into these series that I'm putting down as like important things in my life, right? Things that are like changed my outlook on life, and things that were stepping stones into things that I'm currently interested in that like affect me to this day. But what if it's just a really important part of my history and life, and like to like a lower thing, but is not exactly something that changed who I am as a person? Like I don't know if I would say IDV has changed me as a person. But how can I say that if I'm currently playing 90... Well, not playing. Man, the fucking boycott. I haven't touched that game in like 2 months. Huh. Like, IDV is just like, an important part of my life. Like, the fandom, the community, like, hanging out with people, interacting with people. And, like, just the lore, the story, the gameplay. It's, like, the people. I don't know. If Madma's not on it, I don't think in good conscience I could put IDV on here, because the thing is, I feel like this is going to be similar to Minecraft, right? It's just gonna be a fad. It's gonna be a thing, like not a fad. It's like I think that's too, like that has to be like, okay, like a fad can only happen if multiple people are into it, right? So I guess like phase there you go. I think IDV is just gonna be a phase, just like Minecraft. I'm gonna probably grow out of it as well. I grew out of Minecraft, and I feel like it was a important lore thing, an important part of my history, but I don't know if I would say it changed me as a person and like influenced me to be who I am or something like that. Actually, maybe it did, because if it wasn't for Minecraft, maybe I wouldn't have found Ice Cupquake, and if it wasn't for Ice Cupquake, maybe I wouldn't have found Yandere Simulator, and maybe she's the reason why I'm into... Actually, yeah, Ice Cupquake was a reason I got into FNAF, and FNAF I would also say was relatively important to me. But so like I guess for the top 8 series, I'm going to only put things that change my outlook on life, and change me as a person, and things that were stepping stones into bigger things, right? So Umineko changed my like view on life, and like turned me into the person I am today. You know, I don't even know what they did. They made me more magical, bro. They made me more magical. They made me see the world in a more magical way. Sailor Moon and Pretty Cool. They got me into magical girls, and that's still a big factor in my life, and also like to some degree influenced the way I dress and fashion, and like, you know, my aesthetic and stuff like that. Minecraft doesn't do that. Minecraft doesn't do that, so I don't know if I could put Madma. Yandere Simulator was a stepping stone to get me into eventually like game development, like story creation, and like art. At least it influenced my art to some degree and got me into anime, and that influenced like Corpse Party got me into horror and like RPG games to a decent amount. Danganronpa V3 and like Witch's Heart, Madoka. Okay. And then I'm gonna put The Tyrant Wants to Be Good. Okay, I'm gonna put those as my top 8 series. This stream has been very interesting for me, but also like fun fact, I was originally going to use this stream to talk about a potential Higurashi and Umineko collab with IDV and what characters I would assign to it, right? But it's almost 3 hours, and all I have really talked about... Okay, it's like I talked about webtoons in the beginning because that was something that was interesting to me, but I think I've gone so far off, and I've got, like... I learned an important... Also, by the way, you can search up old... Sand... Wait, what's that? Old sand boss? hang on. I'm gonna search that up. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm curious. I'm curious. What is that? Okay, I'll type it out. I met Old World Sand. Hang on. Old World. Okay. Is that a snake? Huh. Well, that's cute. Wait. Smuggling and poaching in India. Huh. They look dirty. They do. They're cute. That's nice. I honestly think that snakes are overhated. They're kind of, well, actually, to be fair, snakes are predators, so I guess that makes sense that people are scared of them because they kill the quote-unquote cute animals. Like hamsters. And also, I know that some snakes can kill people, but I don't really see it happen. I don't think it happens very often. At least not nowadays. I'm trying to think. Okay, so like okay, yeah. I think the biggest thing with IDV is just that at least you didn't search up deep sea animal snakes. Are a bit of the light side of the animals. Yeah, a lot of the sea creatures are really scary. And I guess it's because different worlds, they need like different things to like function and stuff, so it makes it look more scary. I feel like a lot of monsters are like inspired by like creatures that you would see in the ocean. Like they can look really crazy. And I guess it's like the ocean being, I guess, more denser, if that's the correct word, means like you can move differently. Looks like telescope fish. Looks super scary that even I got scared. Oh my. Wait, that kind of sounds cute though. Wait, I'm gonna go look that up. What's a telescope fish? Oh, yeah, that's something you would see in a horror game. I mean, it's kind of cute sometimes. But oh my god, what the? Yeah, that's something you would see in horror. That is something. But to be honest, I don't really know where else to go with this. I think I have like my top 8 series for what I want. I guess I should give a little bit of context. Before you showed up, I was just making a list of like talking about a bunch of fictional medias that influenced me and changed me as a person, I guess. And I think I have like the big 8 that changed me and like influenced me to become the person I am. But it's kind of also a tripod fish have the worst life. I feel like a lot of fish would have horrible lives. Like the ocean just seems horrible and scary. Most of them, I saw it before. Oh, were you like lurking on the stream or something? How much should I explain then? Like maybe I'll just like I guess cut to the point. But yeah, I mean I'm not really good at cutting to the point. I remember one time I was giving a quote unquote summary of an anime, and I basically just gave the plot to plot beat, and like I was like I wanted it to just be a summary, but I like my cousin, she was like, okay, listen, you gave a summary of a story, but I made a meal, I ate the meal, and I cleaned up the whole meal within that time. So I don't think these summaries are very short, you know? But to be fair, it was a 24 episode anime. It was pretty long. Like the tripod fish, like have elongated fins that they are pinned to the ocean ground, and they move very slowly while isopods feed on their blood. Yeah, the ocean seems to suck, bro. I mean, I know there's that one fish that eats like fish's tongues. and then they just become the new tongue. And that doesn't seem fun. Do you think fishes and like sea creatures feel pain the same? Like, actually, realistically speaking, they have to feel pain because pain is an important like stimuli for living creatures to know, hey, this thing is gonna kill me, and for them to avoid it. But like, how do you, like, if something bites on your tongue and is like sucking out the blood and killing it, how do you stop that? I guess if you don't have hands, you're kind of just fucked. Because I think once that happens, like, the fish is just fucked, right? Wait, what was I talking about? I know there was like, okay, so IDV and then like Danganronpa. I think Danganronpa can stay. Danganronpa can stay. I think IDV and Madma have to go. They're both important series to me, but I would say they have to go. I think, like, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to include Yandere Sim later, so I'm willing to stretch it and get rid of Yandere Sim to put Madma and then put IDV and then leave Witch's Heart its own category and then give Tyrant a spot, right? But at the same time, I think being able to give the Witch's Heart its own spot would be nice as well. To be honest, we are lucky we are on land because some species like sunfish only rely on the water streams. Like, imagine being inside a safe home versus having to literally camouflage to save your life. Well, I think also, it's less that we're lucky and that we just progressed really far, because a lot of things are safer for us now, but back then it was much more dangerous. Like, I think a lot of land animals have it bad depending on the area. Like, there definitely are animals who need to camouflage to save your life and to save their own lives, right? Like, it's just that us humans, we have modern technologies, and that's why we're like safe and we're able to live. But there's like, like, I guess now that humans made certain areas in land inhospitable for certain animals and certain creatures, but there's also a lot of things in nature, like even on land, that really sucks. Like, really sucks if humans interact with it, but also really sucks for the animals that are interacting with it currently. Like, there's some ants that deal with zombie fungus that like infect them and make them like turn into like branches and stuff like that, and like that's not fun. That's kind of creepy and gross. And then I don't really know. It's kind of like there's a lot of things that happen on land that are really fucked up and horrible. And the only yeah, by the way, I have a DeviantArt account. Okay, that's I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of a way to respond to that. So, just so you know, if you're planning on saying anything related to, like, commissions, I'm not into that right now. Like, I don't really have the money. Because actually, you know what? I'll just say a very quick story. I have an artist that I've not even recently commissioned. I commissioned 2 full months ago. And at this point, it's 2 months and 2 weeks ago. And, I just like to chat. Okay, I'm sorry, but like the thing is, you have to be aware it's kind of random to have that be told. If it there are people who come into the chat and say that I have had chatters that did that, which actually was really sad for me because they joined my Discord and they were like a buddy for a while. I was really happy, but they joined and it was like eventually they wanted to like push for commissions, and I said no, I'm not looking for anything right now. I don't have anything in mind anyways. And it's not that they left the community. They're still in my like they're still in my Discord, and they still follow me on Twitter, but they just went silent afterwards. Like both their Twitter stopped doing anything, and their Discord stopped doing anything pretty much right after. It was really sad for me. It's really like I'm gonna be honest. Like the jump in topic is just suspicious. I'm sorry. I can't say anything. If any, like I can't really. I'm not gonna really accuse, but it's just something that I get worried about, I guess. And I think I'm just gonna be patient and wait, at least for the commission art, because it technically the due date was June and I didn't. Anyways, I gotta go to bed. It's like 10:57. Okay, good night. Thank you for joining the stream. Sleep well, sleep well. The due date was actually June 1st, and I didn't notice that until like recently when I was thinking about doing a chargeback, because I wanted to see if I could from VGen, and they said they could, but I had to wait until after the due date. And I was like, okay, well, sure, we'll do that then. If they don't ask for an extension, then I guess I'll just do a chargeback around then. But at that point, it'll be... When is June? That's next week. I mean, not next week. In 3 weeks from now. Kind of like... Let's see, 2.5 weeks-ish, and then it'll be June 1st. So they do have a little bit of time. So I guess I'll just wait that time. And also, funnily enough, I think that's a little bit close to the time I have for doing a chargeback from PayPal. So, I'm going to just... Okay, so if I wait, will I still be able to do a refund from VGen? That's kind of what I'm worried about. If I wait, I might not be able to do full like chargeback. But the thing is, PayPal isn't really letting me do a chargeback right now. They're kind of like saying, "Hey, can you talk it out with the person first? ask for a refund yourself." I don't really know if I can do that. So. I guess I just have to be patient and hope for the best. I don't know, there's not really much that can be done. Huh. Anyways, yeah, I got my top series. So I think I'm gonna give Witch's Heart its own section. Sailor Moon and Puriko can kind of be in the same area, because I feel like they sort of are stepping stones together. I mean, to be fair, Danganronpa V3 and Witch's Heart are somewhat of in the similar category, and they both are stepping stones to the same goal-ish. But I don't know if I think I consider it a little bit different. I think I would consider Witch's Heart a little bit different. So I don't think I want to put them in the same category. But at the same time, I feel like the way Precua influenced me is different from the way Sailor Moon influenced me. But it's more like Sailor Moon was a stepping stone into Precua, and Precua influenced me and changed me a lot, right? So it's like I feel like they do deserve to be like together, because they're like part 1, part 2, right? But Witch's Heart and Danganronpa V3, they're kind of in a similar category, but they're not exactly the same thing, or like the same stepping stones, if that makes sense. Yes, I think Madma and I think IDV, despite how important they were to me as like series and stuff like that, I won't put them, because I think it was just more so an important phase in my life, and they're meaningful to me, but I don't think they exactly changed me and made me who I am as a person. So therefore, I'm not going to include them on my little list. And I'll just move Witch's Heart into its own category and put Tyrant. I think that's my conclusion. I'm also trying to think about other series that are like somewhat important to me. There's a lot of like fictional series that like mean something to me, but I guess I wouldn't put anything. Like I wouldn't put them on a list, right? For example, Assassination Classroom was one of the first animes that like, I guess I would say this was the first anime that I watched while my brain was developed enough to feel empathy. So it was the first anime I cried at. It was the first story I cried at, and it was a big deal for me that I felt so strongly attached to Koro Sensei in the class that I cried to the anime. And so it's important to me, but I don't think it changed my life. In fact, even though I remember it fondly, I wouldn't say it changed my life. There's a lot of stories that I think are very important very good stories that do a lot of good things, right? But I wouldn't say they changed my life. Another story that I really like remember fondly is a lot of the AFMAT role plays. I have a lot of criticisms for them now, but like I look fondly on them when I was younger. And then there's like the Gizzy Gazza Altered Adventure. That one was really fun, and I actually watched it not recently, but when I was like an adult, like I rewatched the thing, and I kind of realized, damn, that's something only a kid can like, huh? Like I grew up and I was like, huh, this isn't as good as I remembered. Shit. Which is also something that I somewhat am keeping in mind for like other series. Like this, like, I don't. Okay, it's like a kind of its own topic, but. Oh my god, Sam Gladiator's like Yandere High School. That was such a. I have no idea what to say about that. That was something. It was something. Okay, other than that, I can't really say anything. I remember many things. Oh, Zexy that he was like a troll YouTuber. He used to like have a server and he would what? Someone added me? What is this? Wait, hang on. Let me text someone. Okay, sorry. I wanted to text that real quick. Yeah, so there's like a lot of things that like impacted me and were important to me, and like I guess they didn't change me. I feel like that's a song, but I don't remember. I think it's from Wicked. I actually never seen Wicked. It was such a big thing, and there was so much marketing around it. But I think because of all the marketing, it made me too annoyed to ever see the series, so I never like looked at it. But yeah, I guess. Well, I'm trying to think. What was like the melody? It was like if I could change for the better, or something like that. Maybe I should watch Wicked. Maybe that would change my life. Maybe that could change my life as well. Like it's gonna be hard for me to say, but there's like a lot of series that I feel like can't like impacted me and made a difference in my life. But it's hard to say, did that series change my life? Did it change me for the better? Did it change me for the worse? It, technically speaking, Umineko changed me for the worse for a good while until I eventually character developed. It to some degree the story character developed with me, and like it's been a part of my life for 8 years. I don't want to like say it's not important, right? Like it's just so fundamental to who I am. But to some degree, Madma was really fundamental to who I was when I was younger, and also that fundamentalness is what made me who I am now. Even if like I dropped some of it, like as I grew older, if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't be like a lot of the things that I've done and did and like believed in and wanted to do probably wouldn't have existed either. But like to what degree, right? Like that's kind of I guess I will add as an honorable mention IDV and Madma somewhere. It's just not gonna be in like my little poster. But you know, I will say they at least were a big part of my life. But if they changed me at all, it's hard to say. And there's gonna be a lot of stories like that. Assassination Classroom and like the AFMAL series, I was really into those for a good while, and then like there's a lot of animes that I've watched, a lot of games I've played. Can I say they changed me, impacted me in any way? Even like if I really enjoyed it and if I really love it, did they change me? Did they impact me really? Another series that is like something that I put as something important to me. Will it play? Oh, reconnected? Okay, are we back? Are we back? How back are we? Let me check the YouTube side. That's kind of more important. Okay, the YouTube side is at least moving. Yeah, so I think we are back. Okay, I'm going to... Okay, we should be fine. Okay, stuttering now. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Yeah, so I think we are back. Okay, we're good. Okay, there we go. The Twitch side needs to come back though. It's gonna come back in a bit, I think. Yay! Yay! We're back! Yay! We have stream elements telling me I'm back. Woohoo! It's been 3 hours. Oh shit. Oh wow, is it like it ended up pretty much exactly at 3 hours? Okay. Let me think. So I guess okay, I don't know if it was heard on stream, but I guess like a series that I did put into my importance list that I didn't that ended up crossing out for Madma, interestingly enough, which I will say I think will be less important than Madma as well, is We Without Wings, because I think it falls into a similar category as Assassination Classroom, right? And that's kind of a funny thing because like I would consider Assassination Classroom something important and like a milestone for me, but it would not be something important to me as a person, so therefore that's why it's not on the list, right? And I think We Without Wings, as much as I think the show isn't really that good, I think it impacted me in a very deep and emotional way because of how it handled mental health and people's reaction to mental health. I thought it was very interesting, and I thought it was like because of that, it was something very deeply important to me and like deeply impacted me for a long time, and it was something I keep bringing up even like years after I've seen it, because I saw it back when I was in high school, and it reminded me of a time when like my depression was so bad that my mom basically cried to me, like saying, why can't you just be happy, why can't I fix you and stuff like that. So because of that, I like the way I guess is like, it's rarely like, the thing is, it's rare for people to talk about the struggles of people around the mentally ill person, right? Because that's not like, that's kind of not the focus, and that's not really supposed to be the focus, right? Most of the time you don't really, how do I describe it? There are a lot of times where like okay, I'm sorry, you don't talk about the people around the mentally ill person and their struggles, because that kind of takes away from the person who's the person who's struggling the most, I guess, and the person who is the, I guess, source of the pain, right? So helping them will help everyone else, right? So that's why it's more important to like help them, I guess, and kind of being like, oh, what about me and my struggles, kind of takes away from that, because you're not the main person struggling, right? But I think to some degree that because of that, you don't really get to see people's side of it, because like anyone else like talking about it and like talking about their struggles, when like kind of it comes off as selfish, and I get that, right? But I guess like, I don't know, seeing my mom cry that time, it made me think about like, I don't know, it like the people around me are struggling because of me and my issues, and like I guess it's not like, that's not the main important thing, that's not something I should prioritize, and like I know that like worrying about that might make things worse, and like you shouldn't really make the person who's struggling worry about you and how you feel. But I don't know. I think it's interesting to at least talk about. So is why I consider it important and why I feel like it impacted me. But I guess hmm. If I were to say I don't, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm also kind of trying to put everything in its own category and where it should go. And I put Danganronpa, Umineko, and Witch's Heart in the top, and I don't know if I want Danganronpa in the top. Maybe Madoka should go in the top, to be honest. And I'll switch the Tyrant Wants to Be Good with Sailor Moon. But then that means they're in the bottom tier with Corpse Party and Yandere Simulator. The shame tier. Actually, you know what? I think this is a fine. If it, like I don't like I kind of don't want them to both be in the top corner, but honestly, maybe that's better. Maybe it's better because I wanted them to be adjacent to each other. You know what? I'm sure I could find a really aesthetic Danganronpa V3 poster. Okay, there we go. We have everything done, and that's the stream now. Thank you for listening to me and what matters to me in my life and what made me who I am today. All 3 hours of it. Goddamn. Wow, I could really talk about. Well, technically, I didn't really talk about myself. No, I did talk about myself. I talked a lot about myself, bro. I mean, I talked about the fiction more. I can't believe I talked about fiction for 3 hours straight. What do you mean I can't believe that? No, that's the most believable thing. Fuck. Oh my god, I remember. Okay, so Magical Girls are like, I'm gonna go back to the Magical Girl points for a very short moment. It is such a big deal and such a big impact to me, or like, I guess, no, a big deal to me that I once rambled about it for a whole week straight, okay? What I think about Magical Girls and what I like about Magical Girls. A whole week straight, I was just talking about it, yapping about it, rambling about it, ranting about it, whatever, all that stuff, right? And for a whole week. Just Magical Girls. And my sister, she had to deal with it, and she got so annoyed and pissed off about it that she eventually just stopped listening to me and slammed the door in my face if she saw me. I will walk up to her and be like, hey, let me tell you about Magical Girls. Closes the door. Not dealing with that today. So yeah, thank you for everyone who joined and listened to me for those 3 hours, and I hope you enjoyed learning more about me and all the medias I like. And if you didn't, then I'm sorry, but hopefully you I have no idea. Hopefully it's been fun. I hope at the very least the stream was probably fun somewhere, maybe. I don't know if it was, but at the very least, you know, I had fun. I had fun talking. And I also got to make my list because I was planning on making an edit at some point for my Instagram. Don't worry about that. I'm just an egotist, I guess. And I wanted to do something like that. Anyways, goodbye.